You who are big fans of state high school football in the state of Nebraska, you're going to recognize that Howells name. They're a fixture in this D1 title game.
Very, very familiar, Kevin. So familiar that D1 says, where you been the last few years? But they are very incredible in terms of what they've done. 34 consecutive playoff wins, 6 times state champions, and they're looking to do it again tonight. They're looking to do it with a power offense led by junior running back Clint Bellina, the leading rusher in 8-man football this year, and also a very, very tough defense, giving up just 13 points a game on the year. That number in the playoffs, however, has been 11. So tonight, for the Axtell Wildcats, it's very tough duty, a big challenge. Going to be a tough ball game for them to come out with a state championship tonight.
Howells feeling very confident, as is the Axtell squad. Matt Davison joining us up here in the booth. And if Axtell's going to win this game, their offense, as it has all season, has to get a good performance from their quarterback.
No doubt about it. Spencer Fecht is where this offense comes from when you look at Axtell. Over 2,500 yards of offense this season and 36 touchdowns on the offensive side. Talking with Kent Roper, the head coach at Axtell, he loves the pocket presence that Spencer Fecht shows for this offense. We'll see if Howells' defense tonight can slow them down. Axtell started off losing their first 2 ball games this year. They fought back to a 9-3 record. Tall task tonight against Howells. We'll see how they do, but Spencer Fecht is where it all starts.
Well, Howells, again, a fixture in this D1 championship game, but they haven't been here for a couple of years. Larry Putney's with us to tell us where they've been.
That's right, Kevin. In fact, Howells won it 6 consecutive years, right up until 2005. In 2006, they moved up to Class C2, still made the state playoffs, in fact, made the semifinal game, lost to Wakefield. And Wakefield ended up winning the title. Then they made it back to the playoffs the next year. But their first year back now in Class D1, they're looking for their 7th consecutive title in Class D1 tonight.
D1 did not miss Howells, but Howells may have missed D1. And they're back in D1 to try to win another state championship and another unbeaten season for Mike Spears and those Howells Bobcats. On a chilly night at Memorial Stadium, let's go over to our public address announcer, Rich Broderson. He has our player introductions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Memorial Stadium and the 2008 Nebraska School Activity Association State Football Championship Finals. For tonight's D1 championship game between the Howells Bobcats and the Axtell Wildcats. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the introduction of the players and the coaches. First, for the Howells Bobcats. Number 1, Zach Boyson. Number 7, Derek Sofall. Number 11, Brian Prussia. Number 14, Tyler Prester. Number 17, Austin Sofall. Number 18, Sam Schlottman. Number 21, Trent Musney. Number 23, Brian Maestrick. Number 24, Casey Sayers. Number 25, Corey Prester. Number 28, Dustin Sindelar. Number 39, Clint Bellina. Number 40, Brian Beyer. Number 56, Tyler Fultus. Number 63, DJ Michael. Number 66, Keithan Zarust. Number 68, Matt Brester. Number 73, Derek Brester. Number 75, Jordan Prokacek. Number 78, Cody Hegeman. Number 79, Mitch Tumka. Number 86, Steve Marek. And the head coach for the Howells Bobcats, Mike Spears.
Howells is a team that's not going to fool you too much. They're going to come out, they're going to run the ball to the right, they're going to run the ball to the left, then they'll go back to the right and maybe back to the left again. And Mike Spears makes no bones about it. We like the toss play. We're good enough to run the toss play, and if you can beat our toss play, you'll beat the Howells Bobcats.
We asked him again, what other plays you like, Mike? We like the toss play. We like the toss play. Now, the only thing that's different about Howells this year that we've become accustomed to, Kevin, is they've been pretty big. They're a little bit more downsized this year, but they're still very, very effective. This team, 12-0 on the year and looking to pick up their 7th state championship.
Clint Bellina will be the name you'll hear a good portion of the night. He is the workhorse of this Howells offense. And now back to Rich Broderson to introduce you to the Axtell Wildcats.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Axtell Wildcats. Number 3, Bryce Runge. Number 5, Blake Farrenbrook. Number 15, Mark Duncan. Number 16, Derek Cole. Number 20, Brock Peterson. Number 22, Trevor Fecht. Number 24, Brandon Benson. Number 25, Spencer Fecht. Number 28, James Clark. Number 29, Michael Robinson. Number 30, Heath Anderberry. Number 32, Weston Gustafson. Number 33, Jordan Larson. Number 40, Robert Kring. Number 41, Grant Carlson. Number 45, Brett Roberts. Number 51, Derek Hoffman. Number 73, Benjamin Frericks. Number 77, Eric Lundeen. And number 81, Casey Eggleston. The head coach for the Axtell Wildcats, Kent Ropers. And now the rest of the Axtell High School players and coaches.
It's a rematch of the 2005 D1 championship, the last championship won by Howells in D1. Howells beating Axtell in that game 46-6. Those Wildcats looking for a better outcome here a few years later. Let's take a look at where these two schools came from to get here. Axtell, South Central Nebraska, Howells to the north and a little bit west of the Lincoln area. You see the road to the championship. Axtell's been in some close battles. Howells with their closest game of the year in the semifinal matchup with Clarkson. They won that one 28-20. Most every other game for Howells has been of the blowout variety during the course of this season. Now Howells won the toss and they are going to receive this football, so we'll see that toss sweep play right out of the gate here for these Howells Bobcats at 12-0, and Axtell's job is to try and slow down a team that loves to run the football, and Axtell's had some trouble stopping the run this year. Their defense allowing well over 100 yards rushing per game.
Well, Howells obviously confident in their offense. If you win the toss and decide to take the ball, you know that you feel like you can go down and get points and get momentum early on in this state title game.
Let's go back to public address announcer Rich Broderson to introduce you to our national anthem singers.
On behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association, its member schools, and U.S. Bank, welcome to the 2008 NSAA State High School Football Championship Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats to honor America as the Osmond Community Schoolboys Quartet, directed by Mrs. Lori Kaler, sings our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
We're ready for kickoff. The D1 State High School Football Championship is next on NET Sports.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
My job as an engineer for the Nebraska Public Power District is rewarding. My education and technical skills are used every day to help generate electricity for Nebraska. And I feel good because I believe that what I do maintains the state's quality of life.
NPPD is where I want to be.
Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. Across Nebraska, the nation, and everywhere in between, U.S. Bank provides financial, trust, and investment services to individuals, large corporations, and small businesses. Wherever you go, whether it's in person, on the phone, or on the World Wide Web, you'll find U.S. Bank. You'll find more than 50,000 U.S. bankers, home of the 5-star service guarantee.
Programming made possible by Time Warner Cable, supporting local performing arts and arts education with projects like Adventure Lead and our annual Arts Immersion Project. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
College doesn't just happen. You have to be a pain, in a good way. Find someone to help you, like your mom, dad, guidance counselor, or teacher. Keep asking until you find someone who will. There were adults in my life who made sure I took the right classes in high school and helped me apply for scholarships. Then I got into a great school. Someone will help you too. All you have to do is ask. This is a time where it's okay to be a pain.
Today, NSAA football championships are being carried live over the internet. So if you have friends or family who don't have access to NET, have them on to netnebraska.org and click the live webcast tab to enjoy the football championships right on their computer. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Well, it's a very good time to watch this game from inside because outside it's cold, 28 degrees. The wind chill is 15. Clear skies, dark skies, and a northwest wind at 19 miles per hour. It's windy, it's cold, and Larry Putney is out in all of those conditions. We do feel sorry for him, and here's Larry.
Well, thanks, Kevin. I spent the pregame locker room in Howells locker room, and I've been in a lot of them. Sometimes they're very matter-of-fact, some are inspirational, and then there are those who just absolutely get you ready to play football, and that's what a Mike Spears Howells locker room is like. He said to his team before, he said, guys, 3 words, the 3 most powerful words in 8-man football: we are Howells.
That's certainly been the case, and they are very happy to be back in Class D1. Axtell trying to stop the dynasty here in D1 as we are underway, and it's Maestrick who takes it from the 6. Maestrick with some running room at the 20. Maestrick tripped up as he crosses the 25 at the 26-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Howells Bobcats and their offense. Brian Pruscia, the quarterback. Clint Bellina, the running back, along with Austin Sofel, the fullback. Up front, Sindelar and Boyson are the ends. Tyler Faltis, Mitch Tomka, and Cody Hageman along that offensive front for the Howells Bobcats. They run the ball for over 295 yards per game. They throw it for just over 45. Don't expect to see the ball in the air a whole lot. Expect to see a lot of this man, Bellina, who goes right up the gut for 8 yards on 1st down. As we look at the defense for the Axtell Wildcats, and a tough challenge tonight as Trevor Feck, Brock Peterson, and Weston Gustafson will try to man that defensive front. The backs and linebackers, Blake Farrenbrook along with Robert Kring, Heath Anderberry in the middle, and then Spencer Feck and James Clark, those defensive backs. 2nd and 2 for Howells from the 34-yard line. Bellina again, and 2 carries and a 1st down for the Howell Bobcats. Clint Bellina as he takes it out near the 38-yard line.
Bellina, a junior at 6'2" and 200 pounds. Just nothing but power and leverage and just agility out there. And his line up front doing a good job. They just run that power eye set. Going to see that a lot tonight. Get a toss in between here every now and then. And they've moved the sticks on this first set of series here, his first set of plays.
Out of that eye again, Pruscia under center on 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. There's the toss play to the right. Bellina cuts it back. Bellina breaks to the outside. Bellina to the 20. Bellina just caught from behind as he gets near the 5-yard line. James Clark saves the touchdown as Bellina nearly broke it.
Just when they go up the gut a couple of times, they decide to go to that famous toss to the right side and just look for a little crease. Decide to go north and south, and Bellina hits the hole, cuts it back across the field, and almost takes it to the house.
Great block by Mitch Tomka to center to spring Bellina right at the point where he cut back. Tomka came in and took out a defender. He cut back behind that block and then almost gets it to the zone.
1st down and goal. All just outside the 5-yard line. Here's Bellina again, and Bellina takes it all the way in for 6. 4 carries for Bellina and 6 points for Howells.
Well, we've heard all week about Clint Bellina. We've seen his ability now. We've also seen the ability of Tyler Faltis and Mitch Tomka and Cody Hageman up front there, along with the ends of Boyson and Sindelar, just moving the ball at will, guys, and that was kind of too easy.
Untouched.
Kind of too
I don't
easy.
think he got touched.
4 carries, 53 yards on the drive for Bellina.
That one would have gone for 153 if he could have gone that far.
And now Bellina stacked up as he tries to go for 2 over the left side. Good surge up front from Axtell, Brock Peterson, and Heath Anderberry in there to stack up the 2-point conversion. But let's see if he indeed was touched on the touchdown.
Watch this little breezy work right here. Nobody there, and nobody touched him at all. At the rate he is going, a couple of games in the playoffs this year against Meridian, 262 yards, against Shelby, 272 yards. The guys, at the rate he's going right now, he'll have 843 yards. I just quickly calculated in my mind.
That would be a D1 state rushing record. NET is your ticket to exciting sports action right in your living room. Help us deliver inspiring sports programming by joining the NET Sports Partners Club. Your contribution helps to ensure that your favorite sports programs continue for years to come, and you'll receive some great thank you gifts with NET's appreciation for your support. Log on to netnebraska.org/sportspartners and become a member today.
Is that about a minute drive?
A minute and 7 seconds right off the clock. And now Howells will kick off, and Axtell already up against it very early in this ball game. See if they can answer with a drive of their own. Kickoff taken by Derek Coe. Coe trying to turn the corner, tripped up from behind by Brian Maestrick. And just shy of the 20-yard line, Axtell will start first down and 10. The Wildcats at 9-3 on the season. The starting offense looks like this. Spencer Feck, the quarterback. Weston Gustafson, the running back. And Grant Carlson also back there in the backfield. Up front, Trevor Feck and James Clark on the ends. Bryce Runge, Brock Peterson, and Ben Frericks along that offensive line. On first down, Gustafson, the single setback, with 2 wide to the left of the line, and Gustafson the carry over the right side, and he gains 3 out to the 23-yard line. It'll be second down and 7 for this Axtell offense, and this Howell Bobcat defense. 5 games this year they've held their opponent to 10 points or less, allowing just 14 points per game on the season. Howell's very good on both sides of the football. Second and 7 from the 23. Gustafson now splits out wide to the left. Grant Carlson, the lone setback. On second and 7, Carlson with the carry, trying to turn the corner, and Carlson has the first down. They'll say just down shy of the first. The knee got down before the ball crossed that 30-yard line, so it'll be third and very short as we look at the defense for the Howells Bobcats. And along that defensive line, Cody Hageman, Mitch Tomka, and Dustin Sindelar, the backs and the linebackers. It's Brester and Bellina, along with Sofel, Prusha, and Maestrick. Third down and short. Spencer Feck, the quarterback. And Feck gives it to his fullback, Gustafson, who has the first out to the 32-yard line. We chatted with Kent Ropers, the head coach of Axtell, prior to the game, and he told us a little bit more about his terrific junior quarterback, Spencer Feck.
Spencer Feck is a very athletic young man. He's got a great presence in the pocket, has the ability to run, has the ability to throw the ball well. He's been making great decisions all year long for us, and it's kind of our little spark plug. Sometimes it looks like maybe he's not making the right decision, and all of a sudden, I guess it is.
Feck will have to pull it down and try to scramble. Gets to the outside. Feck in trouble. Breaks 2 tackles and finally goes down. Feck back inside the 30-yard line in the arms of Clint Bellina.
Well, that Howells defense, known for its pressure, just giving up 133 yards rushing, 57 passing. And here it is again. You're going to see the pressure as Feck trying to scramble out, make something happen with his feet, maybe get the ball off, but doesn't happen. You looked right there, you saw Mitch Tomka slowing him down, and then teammate finishing up.
Second and 15 back at the 28-yard line. Carlson had a bit of a hole, but a quick tackle from Corey Brester among a couple of Howells Bobcats in there, and it leaves a third down and 11 for Axtell.
Well, they start this drive with 3 runs. They get a first down. They go to the air, and you take that sack, and it just puts your offense in a difficult position. Now a third and long, third and just over 10 yards. And Axtell doesn't mind throwing the ball, but you don't want to put yourself in a lot of these situations against a pretty good Howells defense.
2 wide out to the left side, single wide right. On third down and 11, a little bit of a pistol formation here for Axtell. Feck under pressure. Feck still on his feet, shovels it behind to his running back. Looking for room is Gustafson, and Gustafson is stacked up at the 30-yard line. So they lose a couple on the play. It could have been much worse.
You know, that's the kind of play, guys, that usually will go for some yardage, too, because it looks like that play is stopped. Watch right here. We'll talk about it as we see Feck taking that direct snap, and now it looks like he's going to go. So there's a tendency to slow down right there, but nobody does. Watch the Howells defense react. A little bit of a missed tackle there, but other pursuit gets the ball carrier, creates that long fourth down.
And again, Bellina right there in the thick of things for Howells. Carried the ball every play on their first offensive possession, and already 3 tackles for Bellina tonight. Low snap, bobbled. On the run is Feck trying to turn the corner. He's got no shot down at the 30-yard line. The ball popped out at the end of the play, but it didn't matter. Howells comes up with it regardless, and a huge break for Howells. They forced to stop the low snap, and now the short field.
And what a disaster start for Axtell. After a first down, they stall. They just want to punt it away, and you don't want to give Howells the ball back at all, let alone at the 30-yard line. A bad snap down at the feet of Feck. Not a lot he could do with it.
First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Will Bellina get another carry? He will. Bellina brought down from behind. Good tackle catching up with Bellina by Trevor Fecht.
Bellina on the year has averaged, catch this, fellas, average per carry 10.3. So a first down as he gets the toss sweep here. Cut it upfield. Nice block to the outside there by Austin Sufel. And they pick up, well, just a short gain, but effective gain.
Second and 6 rather, from the 26 after the gain of 4. Toss play, Bellina again looking for running room, and Bellina still on his feet, fights for the first down. That's 4 yards after contact for Bellina down to the 18-yard line. And Mike Spears, in his 13th year at Howells, told us a little bit more about the man who carries the load, Clint Bellina.
You got to have a good tailback, and he's really done the job for us and has really shouldered the load and probably gotten a lot more carries through the playoffs than what he did in the early part of the season, and has responded well. In fact, the best thing, in the semifinal game, he was our leading tackler too. He had 16 tackles and then has 32 carries and 200 and some yards. So it's been a workhorse.
I don't know if workhorse is quite the proper term. Here's Prussia, the first play that isn't in the hands of Bellina, and Prussia using that misdirection to get a good gain from the 18 down near the 12-yard line. A 6.5-yard pickup for Prussia.
Good job by James Clark to react to the play, because so far it's been Bellina, now trying to take advantage of that. Howell's going to go ahead and fake it right here. But Clark, very alert on the defense, comes over, makes that hit.
Just so hard to stop when you have a guy like Bellina. You have to give him a lot of attention as a defense. Pretty soon they give it to the fullback. They let the quarterback keep it. Just difficult to stop.
Second down, 3 yards for the first. Bellina again, and Bellina picking his way forward, very close to another Howells first down. Already his 7th carry of this first quarter, and very close to 70 yards rushing in the first quarter. Not even halfway through the first quarter. But his pace has slowed a little bit. He's now only on pace for about 500 some yards.
Just a minute, I'll get my computer head working right here.
Axtell going with 3 down linemen defensively, 2 linebackers at normal depth, and another linebacker kind of behind those 2. Safety kind of rolled up in between them.
And an official's timeout. Got an equipment problem, it looked like, on Bellina for the moment. They're going to send Bellina to the sidelines. Applauded by the Axtell Wildcats squad as Derek Sofel will come in. And it is some blood on the left arm of Clint Bellina. So first down and goal from the 7-yard line. Howells leading 6-0. Prussia on the keep and just following the surge of that line, like riding a wave down to the 3-yard line. A 4-yard pickup for Prussia.
Prussia on the year has picked up just over 400 yards, 11 touchdowns to go with that. As you see him just get right in behind Faltis and Topkin. Hegeman up in front there.
Bellina still on the sidelines. Training staff taking care of him. Derek Sofel in at tailback. Prussia again on the quarterback sneak, and Prussia down to the 2-yard line, where it'll be third down and goal.
And it looks like Bellina is going to come back into the game. Good chance he's going to touch it.
Kent Ropers of Axtell would like him to stay on the sidelines for at least one more play. Axtell Wildcats with their backs against the wall early. Third and goal. What a momentum lift it'd be if they could somehow come up with a stop here. Third down and goal. Toss play, Bellina turns it up, touchdown.
You guys ever heard of anything automatic in football? I think we're seeing it right now as Clint Bellina just chews it up again.
Just a tough play to stop, Abe. They pull a guard, they throw the toss, and then the quarterback gets out in front as well. And it just looks like a huge wall coming at you. And then when you have a 6'2", 200-pound running back who can run behind him, just really, really tough to stop.
It's no secret what they're going to do. It's just that you can't stop it, and that's what's happening right now.
Toss play left side for 2, and that's easy for Bellina. And it's been easy for Bellina tonight. 8 carries, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns. Howells with a 14-0 lead.
There's that toss sweep we talked about, and looking back, you saw that good vision we talked about earlier today with running backs, and he had that vision. He looked back, saw the nice wide open space right there. I can take that, he said, and put it in.
Well, let's take a look back to last year in the D1 title game. Pope John took on Clarkson. Pope John scored the first 24 points en route to their first ever title. Let's take a look back at that D1 championship. Tonight in the Class D1 title game, it's the Pope John Crusaders and the Clarkson Red Devils. Play fake as Vike tries to get to the corner, and Vike using that speed, and Dean Vike is going to go all the way. We'll go to Schindler as you predicted. Schindler won't be touched, and he's in for 6. Give to Schindler, and Schindler bouncing to the outside, and one more for Schindler. Another touchdown. And that is going to wrap up the first ever state championship for any school, for any team in Elgin. A 14-0 lead for Howells right here. I had no remembrance of that game with those running backs being so fast. I mean, they were blazing in that flashback.
Quick and fast and inspired and all the other things that go with playing excellent ball.
Clint Bellina making a highlight tape here in this first quarter so far for Howells as the Bobcats kick it off. Coming up on it, Derek Coe. Coe fumbles the football, and it's recovered by the Bobcats. Zach Boyson recovers the fumble at the 23-yard line of Axtell.
I don't know, guys. If things could go worse, I don't know how. But just a perfect bounce back to Howells. They jump on top of it, and already down 14-0. Danger zone right now for Axtell.
Yeah, you need a wholesale re-examination of what you're doing and where you're at right now on that sideline down there for Axtell, because right now Howells not only controls the ship, they own the ship.
Bellina on the toss play to the outside. Bellina down near the 16-yard line. You guys have seen something like this before in the college football world, haven't you? Nebraska traveling to Norman a few weeks ago.
A little Sooner action. Yeah, Matt and I had the privilege to watch that.
I was just thinking that same thing actually a couple of minutes ago. And, you know, for a lot of those Nebraska players that night, maybe the biggest game they had played in. For Axtell, the biggest game they have played in tonight. You just never know. I don't ever want to say kids are nervous, but, you know, this is a big game for them, obviously.
Bellina down the sideline. Look at the balance, and he gets in for 6.
Walking that far tightrope down to that tape laid down on this 80-yard field. And Bellina, it's just been the Clint Bellina show from the opening kickoff.
Boy, it has. What an impressive start for Bellina and for Howells and for Axtell. Now they've got to figure out how to bounce back in this one.
We brought up that OU game. You know, the thing about that game is Nebraska had a chance then to play the next week and come back and go, as we've seen. But for Axtell, they've got a whole season to think, or a season off to think about it.
Bellina will not get the 2. Good job there from Axtell's Trevor Fecht, who stops him on the 2. We watch that touchdown run from Bellina once more.
Well, he gets it on the toss, and look at the patience there. And then once he sees, well, I'm going to take this one to the outside, he turns it on just a little bit. Only a little shove along the sideline.
But
Other than that, barely touched it all.
But a good lead block there to seal it up. Let's go down to Larry Putney.
Well, thanks, Adrian. Just an observation on Bellina. You know, when he goes into contact, he's always falling forward. And it doesn't matter whether it's 2 guys in front of him and he lowers that shoulder and stretches those legs out and drives forward, or if he's tackling a defender. You know, man on man earlier, he had a running back coming right at him and drove him backwards. It's amazing the power this kid has, as slender as he looks down here on the field. Every time into contact, he's ended up going forward.
Well, just powers his way through, pounds his way through. And unofficially, by our unofficial count, he's already over 100 yards in the first quarter on the ground.
Well, our reduced prediction of 500-plus yards may still be effective there, Kevin.
And the kickoff taken at the 9-yard line. looking for running room. Not a whole lot there, but a little surge late to the 22-yard line for Jordan Larson. And now Axtell needs something good to happen. They need something just to feel a little bit of positive momentum, because positive hasn't been part of the first 8 minutes of this ball game.
Well, obviously they're a good football team. To get to the state final, you have to have some good players, and you'd think that they're going to make some plays here coming up and try to get themselves back in this thing.
On first down from the 22-yard line, Gustafson to the outside. Big hit at the 24-yard line from Derek Sofel. A 2-yard gain on the play.
Good play by Dustin Sindelar, also the defensive end for Howells. Watch number 28. Going to come into your picture here in a second. There he is right there. Works off the block and then makes the hit, and also gets help up top there by Sufol.
Second down and 8 from the 24. Gustafson again tries the left side and gets 2 more to the 26-yard line. Third down and 6, and Kent Roper's chatting with him before the game. We were talking about some of the things they needed to do, and he said we need to control the clock a little bit. We need to run the ball, keep their offense off the field. He didn't envision doing that, though, down 20 points in the first quarter.
It's the way you handle, obviously, a very good offensive team is to keep your offense on the field. But yeah, Kevin, that 20 down right now.
Fecht on the play fake. Fecht in trouble, hit from behind, and down he goes. The sack by Mitch Tomka, his 3rd of the year.
Well, 3 times Axtell has dropped back to pass the football, and 3 times they've been sacked. Fecht hasn't had enough time to get rid of the ball. Right here he has a little bit of time, but good coverage downfield. He tries to step up, and Tomka's there to rip him to the ground. Tomka's a big kid, and if I think I saw it right there, he might have thrown the crossbones after he came up with the sack.
Well, he's in Memorial Stadium. Seems to be a good idea.
May figure it's his only time to ever do that. I don't blame him.
Sofel back for Howells. Short punt. It'll bounce and take a turn out of bounds. And Howells will start from the 27-yard line with a first down and 10. Clint Bellina, the junior workhorse of this Howells squad. And as we look at his day so far, 10 carries, 94 yards is the official number for Bellina. But he has 3 rushing touchdowns, and you see a couple of them have been pretty easy. This one took a little bit of pounding to get into that end zone. Bellina back at it again here. On first down and 10, his Howells squad leading 20-0. Bellina on the toss. Bellina with some blocking. Cuts it back. Bellina with a first down and more into Axtell territory at the 35-yard line. Now he's over 100 yards for sure on the day.
Good lead block that time by Austin Sufol coming out of the backfield with Bellina. Watch 17. Right to your screen right there. Here he comes. Takes the corner out, and Bellina's off to the races one more time. Takes a lot of blue shirts to bring him down, guys.
Prusha gets out in front of those tosses a lot as well. And a nice block on the edge.
From the 35, first down and 10. Fakes the toss. Prusha with running room, and Prusha dropped hard at the 26-yard line. But about a 9.5-yard gain before that big hit leveled on him by James Clark.
I don't know if Prusha saw that corner sneaking up there. No, he didn't have a chance to even look at him. This was a design play. Fake the toss and headed upfield.
Heath Anderberry in there on the stop as well for Axtell. 2nd and a yard to go for Howells. Minute 55 still in this first quarter. It's been all Bobcats in the D1 state championship. 2nd down and a yard to go. Toss play. Bellina. And he's caught from behind by Anderberry, but it is a first down for Howells.
A couple of nice plays back to back for Anderberry. Running Bellina down from behind. Not easy to do from the backside. You have to take a great angle.
And have the speed. And he has both of those. That last time Axtell loaded everybody but the safety up front. Tried to slow this machine down, this Howells machine, as it continues to grind up yardage, pick up first downs, put points on the board.
Bellina. And out of bounds, and there's a flag thrown near the 20-yard line.
Could be a hold over there on the edge, or
threw it where Tyler Fultus had just made a block. One would think that would indeed be the call. Here comes the referee.
And it is going to go against Howells. Well, if you're looking at this performance again as we watch to the outside.
Couldn't quite see it, although Fultus was on the block, and when the defensive lineman goes down, the offensive lineman's in front of him. It's a pretty good indication it's a hold. So I think the referee, good call right there. Mike Spears, head coach at Howells, not happy about that. That moves the ball back, but they'll start up over again here.
Class D1 rushing record in a state high school football playoff game is 445 yards, set D2 by a guy by the name of Ben Eisenhart in 2002.
Oh, yeah, Benny.
Going on to play for Nebraska. Ben Eisenhart, 445 in a single playoff game. That is tied
Cambridge
for the overall high school record. Culbertson High against Banner County.
Wonder what the score of that game was.
I don't have that information. I'm guessing they won.
Ben played at Cambridge, didn't he, guys?
Culbertson.
Prussia, first pass of the night, and it's well short of Dustin Sindelar.
Remember that, because you may not see it again.
That is only the 68th pass thrown all year by the quarterback, Brian Prussia. He doesn't do it often. Mike Spears doesn't even know where that is on the play sheet.
That one didn't come out quite as smooth as he'd have liked, I think. I'll tell you what, when it's this cold, it's tough to grip a football. We saw it from Todd Reesing a couple weeks ago in this stadium.
Let's check in very quickly with Larry Putney. Larry?
That wasn't so much the pass as it was the wind. As soon as it left his hand, the wind just shot that straight down. It's blowing hard out here.
20-mile-an-hour gusts as Bellina trying to get to the outside. Well defended by Axtell. Now there's a flag down on the near side. Prussia, the quarterback, thrown right at the feet of Prussia and Brock Peterson. Did Axtell hit him late? And if they did, it's a critical error, and it is roughing the passer against Axtell. They came up with the stop, but the penalty is going to give Howells the first down.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you said it earlier, Matt. When it rains, it pours, and right now it is storming on Axtell.
Well, Kent Roper's looking a little bit stunned right now, as is the rest of that purple and white team, as that play was well over. Prussia had thrown the ball, Bellina was down, and then the flag came out.
Either the flag got stuck or it was an extremely late hit. I was watching the ball as it went over to Bellina at the top of the field there.
Man, oh man, a critical error for Axtell. That's the first positive thing that had happened all day. They stop them on 3rd and long, and then the penalty.
It's almost as if something happened after the event down there, the action down there, that maybe something got exchanged between those two guys. We'll never know, but very unfortunate for Axtell.
So it's a first down all the way down to the 17-yard line of Axtell. Howells with new life here and a 20-0 lead in this first quarter. Bellina. And Bellina trying to take advantage inside the 10 and churning down near the 7-yard line. Very close to another Howells first down.
Clock continues to run, however.
Once again there, probably 6 yards after contact. A big back at this level of high school football, and when he has a full head of steam going north and south, it's going to be tough to bring him down.
The scary thought for the rest of Class D1, Prussia and Bellina are both juniors. They'll be back again. We've played 1 quarter of the D1 state championship game. The champs are back in D1, and they're looking like the champs early, leading 20-0.
You're on vacation in the mountains. You've got the kids, the dog, and your tent. Your son says, hiking is lame, so you try rock climbing. It ends up being harder than it looks. Now you're in the hospital wishing you'd stayed home. But you've got Blue Cross and Blue Shield, so you know you're covered, even though you're out of state. So you relax, which is why you went on vacation in the first place. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. One less thing to worry about.
Soy biodiesel from Nebraska soybeans lowers our dependence on foreign oil. It has properties that reduce engine wear. And it burns without harmfully polluting the atmosphere. The Nebraska Soybean Board encourages the use of soy biodiesel.
NET Sports coverage of the 2008 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nesoybeans.unl.edu. By the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. And by Nebraska Federation of Catholic School Parents, promoting educational choice through identity, unity, collaboration, and empowerment. Alongside Adrian Fiala, Matt Davison, and Larry Putney, I'm Kevin Kugler from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. The D1 State Championship off to the early lead, the Howells Bobcats, and looking for more as we start this second quarter of play on second down and a yard to go. Stacked up with a first down near the 4-yard line goes quarterback Brian Pruscia, so it's first and goal for Howells, trying to add to that 20-point advantage.
Nothing strange for Howells in doing this in the playoff game against Meridian. They led at half, guys, 54-0. So they know how to do this and do it well.
They have been the dominant team in D1 over the last decade. They just took a little foray into C2 the last couple of years. First and goal from the 4-yard line. Bellina on the toss for the corner. His 4th touchdown of the night.
Amazing show we're seeing here by Clint Bellina and his offensive line. We're paving the way up front for him.
The thing is, that play always ends up going somewhere different than the play before. They run that toss, and sometimes it goes all the way to the sideline. Sometimes they cut it up. We saw the fake toss and then right up the gut with Pruscia. Just very difficult. Only 8 guys on defense, remember. So it's harder to string plays out.
Toss play, Bellina trying to find that goal line, and he's not going to get there. Axtell has done a good job on the 2-point conversions. They've stopped him 3 times, going for 2. Let's watch the touchdown again from Bellina, his 4th rushing touchdown of this first half.
Here comes a horse. Look at that stiff arm. Just put that defender right on his back. Kid's got some power up top.
He is a strong runner indeed. It's time now for our NSAA Championship Trivia. Be the first person to email us at sports@netnebraska.org with the correct answer, and you'll win an NET Sports Athletic Gray T-shirt, size extra large, and a Big Red Wrap-Up logo cap. Which team holds the record for most points scored in an NSAA playoff game for Class D1? The first correct email to sports@netnebraska.org will win the NET Sports T-shirt and Big Red Wrap-Up logo cap. And remember, only one winner per household during the 2008 championships.
D1.
Yes.
I do not know the answer.
Thank you. It's always good for you to illustrate what you don't know.
Do you have any guesses?
I kind of lost my direction when it comes to that situation.
Be Dodge? Is Dodge D1?
Well, like I'm going to confirm it for you, whether it's right or not. Would give it away. Kickoff saved before it can go out of bounds.
Nice job,
and Derek Coe advances it to the 20-yard line.
Looked like his foot
he stepped out
on the fire hose or the line there.
Let's see if we can tell. Was it on a fire? Is that a fire hose they run along the sideline there, Matt?
No, it was. He was okay. Good call. Officials right there to make sure.
On first down from the 21-yard line. And up the middle, Carlson pops through a little bit of a hole and out near the 26-yard line. 5-yard gain for Grant Carlson. Nice run on first down for the 3rd leading rusher on this Axtell squad.
One of their better runs on the evening.
He's got a nice little burst. We saw earlier on a toss play. Once he got upfield, has a nice burst there. Quick 5 yards.
Got a little step motion from right to left. Again, kind of getting the defense's attention and cut it back behind all that. And nice pickup, 5 yards.
2nd and 5 from the 26-yard line. Again, Carlson. Carlson fighting for extra yardage. Nice little run there as well. Out near the 29-yard line. That'll leave Axtell 2 yards short of the first down. He's fighting tough, trying to fight out of the tackle of Cody Hageman.
Good blast initially by Corey Brester from Howells. He was through the blocking very quickly, hit the ball carrier, not able to wrap up. Watch him right here. He will not. There's Brester right there. Just could not slip down and wrap on the tackle, but his teammates helped him out.
3rd down and short. And the fullback Gustafson. He's got the first down and more. Gustafson stood up in the secondary by Brian Maestrick, but a first down out to the 38-yard line. Just the 2nd first down of the night for Axtell, but a nice series of run plays for the Wildcats.
A big 3rd down pickup there as well. Keep the ball out of Howells' hands. Try to go down and get some points. That was a nice little trap. Give it to the fullback. First man through.
And good work by Frericks and Peterson up front there on the blocking.
On the 38-yard line, 1st down and 10. Carlson into Howells territory at the 38-yard line. A 4-yard pickup as we slide under 10 minutes to go in this first half. 26-0, Howells with the lead. Starting to see, though, Axtell able to move that line of scrimmage a little bit and get positive yardage on these running plays.
You see a little more urgency on their part right now, and maybe a bit of a letdown in some respect by the Bobcats, although they would not say that is happening. But Axtell just a little more urgency on the play.
2nd and 6. Again, the give to Carlson. Carlson, shorter gain this time to the 36-yard line, a 2-yard pickup. 3rd and 4 now for Axtell.
Sometimes you just kind of get in shock mode when everything goes wrong for you at the beginning of a game. You look up, you're down 3 scores, 4 scores really fast, and you go, what just happened? It was a bad snap on a punt. It was a fumble on a kickoff return, and bang, bang. And then you kind of gather yourself again and go, okay, let's play our game. And that's how we've seen Axtell able to move the ball here.
3rd down and 4 from the 36-yard line. A little bit of misdirection here for Axtell, and James Clark very close to the first down. He's got it.
Nice looking play right there. The Bobcats of Howells haven't seen this play yet, and it works for Axtell. Picks up that first down, as you talked about, Kevin, and hey, they're on a little bit of a run right now.
Nice little march
Good
here
to see.
For the Wildcats. 1st and 10 from the Howells 31-yard line. Carlson, the tailback. Gustafson, the fullback. Behind Feck, the quarterback. And the give is to Carlson. And Carlson fighting through tacklers down to the 27-yard line. Kent Roper's the head coach since 1999 at Axtell. Told us a little bit about the diversity of his offense earlier.
Our balance comes from the fact that we kind of do what teams will let us do. If they want to load the box, then we'll throw quick passes and make them back up. If they want to rush 3 and drop 5, then we'll run the ball a little bit. Our forte's been, we're gonna take what they're gonna give us, and I think being able to do both the run and the pass effectively has really helped us out this year.
Carlson, a good run for another first down inside the 20-yard line of Howells, and what they're getting right now is run, run, run.
They're kind of giving Howells some of their own medicine right now. But what they're doing, watch, you're going to pull the 2 offside people, bring them around, let them block, and good blocks they are, and their ball carrier is just going to step up. They've run that play both ways and run it successfully so far.
1st down and 10 from the 19. Carlson. And Carlson down to the 15-yard line. They're getting 4, 5, 6 yards a carry right now, guys, and that's been a nice change for Axtell to get that offense moving.
Same play again, guys. Again, pulling the offside guard in the end and leading them around on the play, letting them finish up the blocking, and again, picking up a nice chunk of yardage and moving towards the goal line right now.
2nd and 6 from the 15. On the option, Fecht with a nice move to get positive yardage. That play looked like it was going nowhere, and Fecht ends up picking up a pair.
Well, that's what good quarterbacks do. The play breaks down just a little bit. Looks like it could be a loss, and Fecht, as he's done a lot this year, he talked about it before the game. A lot of his yards on the ground have come from scrambling. Not always called running plays. There was an option play. The play breaks down. He just makes something happen.
3rd down and 4 from the 13. Gustafson, he'll go nowhere. Gets maybe a yard as he falls forward near the 12. But a good push up the middle from that Howells defensive line.
Corey Brester is the linebacker up front there, and he's had a couple of tough plays, and now he makes a real good play right here. See him, he works off the block, and then he's underneath all of that. Number 25 right there. Again, as we saw Hageman come in and help out.
4th down and 2. Try to trick him through the air, Matt.
I think you're going to see a boot.
4th down and 2. Toss play to Carlson. Carlson turns the corner. He has the 1st down inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for Axtell. Talk about a little taste of your own medicine. They used the toss play against Howells to get the 1st.
I think he must have changed the play at the line of scrimmage.
But there is a flag down near the sideline. Was it on the tackle or was it before he got to the edge? It's a personal foul against Howells, so it will be a 1st down for Axtell. 1st and goal coming up.
Half the distance to the goal.
Good series for Axtell right here. Again, getting some of that confidence back, some of that mindset back, as you see the toss there to Carlson, leading ball carrier, 142 carries coming into the ball game tonight.
So a 1st down and goal for Axtell, trailing 26-0, but putting together one of their most complete drives, and it's all been on the ground. Just pushing this very good Howells defense around here on this series.
Started back at their own 20, guys, about a little under 5 minutes ago.
1st and goal from the 2. Up the middle, Gustafson just shy of the goal line.
Fortunate he did not lose the ball on that play. There was a little action going on down there on the ground. Watch it here.
Oh, that almost popped out into the arms of Bellina.
Although he was down, so no danger of losing it, but the ball did come loose.
So close now, you'd think you'd see a sneak, quarterback sneak maybe.
Fecht. Half a yard from Paydirt. It is Fecht, tries the right side, and he's in for the touchdown. So Fecht gets Axtell on the board with 5:27 remaining in this 1st half, capping a very impressive drive for the Wildcats.
Really nice drive, Kevin. Should give that offense a lot of confidence, and there's a long way to go in this game. I mean, Howells has really dominated, as we know, but really it was a couple of turnovers and that really made the momentum on their side. Who knows? Maybe Axtell claws their way back into this thing.
Well, there's still, obviously, guys, plenty of time to do that, but Howells just started out with such a bang, and it's just tough, as we talked about earlier, to keep your mental frame of mind going the right way. Here comes the kick.
Eggleston's try for point is good. And Axtell is on the board. It's now 26-7. Howells with the lead, but a little confidence building drive capped by this quarterback sneak from Spencer Fecht. And confidence is one thing that Axtell really needed here, was a little bit of confidence. There just hadn't been much confidence for this Axtell squad in this 1st half against a very good Howells ball club. Great to have you with us tonight from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, alongside Matt Davison, Adrian Fiala, Larry Putney's on the field. I'm Kevin Kugler. It has been an all Howells 1st half until this last drive, and again, Axtell now has something to talk about that's a positive. It's been a lot of negatives so far. Now they can bring positive to the sideline.
You bet. You know, Howells brought a lot of tradition. They've been here 6 times. They've won 6 times. That's good for a lot. But Axtell now has rallied a little bit, and they're back in the ball game to an extent, and they just need to keep that mental frame of mind going, Matt.
Well, you know, this offense has had a lot of success throughout the year, and they just have to draw back on some of those games and some of those plays that they've had. They put together a good drive there. Now you just have to get a stop, get that football back, and try to cut into this lead a little more.
Ready to kick it away. Wobbly kick headed for the sideline and headed out of bounds. So the kick goes out of bounds. And the Howells offense will trot out onto the field. 5:27 remaining in this first half, and a 26-7 advantage for the Howells Bobcats as they come back offensively. So they'll put the ball out to start this first drive at their 25-yard line. And this series begins there after the out-of-bounds kick. First down and 10. Fake the toss. Prussia keeps. Prussia hit hard at the 30-yard line. Good tackle again by a couple of folks. Brock Peterson and Heath Anderberry in there to make the stop.
Anderberry's lowered the boom a couple of times here in this first half. Watch him come in from the right side of the screen. Bap! 5-yard gain.
Second down and 5. Ball just ahead of the 30-yard line. Bellina on the toss. And Bellina upended. Anderberry got him underneath. Flipped him up into the air. And Axtell feeling a little confidence now, carrying over from offense to defense.
Absolutely. They got that touchdown. Made everybody feel good. And now their defense rising up here on this series. Watch Anderberry left side here. Came into the ballgame with 121 tackles. And this is a big one right here, stopping Bellina for no gain.
158 pounds, so he's given up over 40 pounds to Bellina.
Bellina again on third down. He'll have the first down and more as he's ridden out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Anderberry again caught up with Bellina, but this time past the first down marker.
They go back to the right side. The left side hadn't worked out the first two plays. Bellina's able to bounce it towards the sidelines. Clark wasn't able to get there before he got the first down.
And once again, Austin Sufall, again, that block out of the backfield that makes things go.
Bellina, the fake. Prussia, the keep into Axtell territory. Pickup of nearly 5 yards. And that fake is extremely effective when you've got every eye on the defensive side keeping an eye on number 39.
That happens when he has over 120 yards already.
And he'll be a decoy every now and then, but I guarantee you Bellina does not like to be a decoy. He wants that big, and he wants to go with it.
Second and 5 from the 37. Again, Bellina, and flags are down. This play will be stopped before it gets started. A little motion up front, perhaps, pushing Howells back a few yards. We'll wait and get the official call. And it is motion, says our head referee, Perry DeKay. Heading this crew tonight. Crew that's seen a lot of running. Watch a rushing attack for both of these squads.
They warned the officials when Howells plays, you better be in good shape, because you're going to be going up and down the field. So make sure you're in pretty good shape tonight. And this crew has had their opportunities, and Axtell put them up and down the field last series they had.
So second and 10 now after the penalty. Bellina right up the middle, a gaping hole and a first down. A touchdown saving tackle by James Clark. If Clark isn't able to get the pins out from under Bellina, he's going to go for 6.
Just a big hole, and when you run the toss left, toss right, sometimes you get a little soft right up the middle. And Clark has to come up and make the play. And let me tell you, Bellina looks like a big dude coming at you when you're back there by yourself at 180 pounds, and he's 200.
First and 10 from the 28. Again, Bellina. Just a collision. Bone-jarring hits leveled by the running back, Clint Bellina.
Fellas, I want to just point out again, Austin Sufall. He's the up back in their formation. He's 5'7" and 148 pounds, and he is the lead blocker on all these Bellina runs, and he is doing just a terrific job of getting out in front of Clint Bellina and clearing a path or springing him to the outside on the edge. Wonderful job. Just a little guy out there, but a big heart and big plays.
Second and 3. Prussia to throw. Over the middle, wide open Sindelar, and he's inside the 10 down to the 8, 1st and goal.
And if you're playing linebacker and you're supposed to be covering anybody, you forget about it when a guy like Bellina is just running it all over the top of you.
What they did, they took both of their backs, ran one way, one the other, opened up the linebackers going in that direction, floated in the tight end, dumped it, and away you go. Great concept, great call, and gets the ball down there in scoring territory.
From the 8-yard line, 1st down and goal. The answer drive for Howells here. Prussia taking a little bit of time. Toss play. Bellina. And Bellina dives down near the 2-yard line. They'll say he's out of bounds. And that'll stop the clock with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first half. Coming up at halftime here at Memorial Stadium, we'll be joined by the NSAA's Tom Millsap, and we'll chat with him about the state football playoffs wrapping up this weekend here at Memorial Stadium. Plus, we'll take a look at first half highlights and stats coming up at the half. 2nd and goal from the 3. Bellina again in for 6. That's number 5.
Incredible.
Yep.
5 touchdowns in the first half of a state championship game.
Incredible work up front also, as we mentioned several times tonight. Faltus and Tomka and Hageman doing a great job up front, and Sufal leading the play up inside, just like clockwork. Again, almost automatic.
The D2 record is 7. The D record is 8. Trying for 2 again. Prussia, does he get in? No, he does not. Very close to that goal line, but he's stopped just short, and the score holds at 32-7. Had to go to the record book a couple of times tonight for this guy, Bellina, who is about to set some records if he keeps his pace up. Coming in December to NET Television, celebrate the soaring beauty of a Nebraska wonder. No, not Matt Davison. NET Television's Crane Song captures the sounds and beauty of the sandhill cranes as they pass through Nebraska during migration. Hear from people who love these special birds and see how landowners protect their critical habitat. Watch Crane Song December 1st at 7 Central on NET1 and in high definition on NET HD.
Saw a big crane on the golf course yesterday down in Fort Worth.
I am stunned that you would take advantage of a Nebraska basketball trip to get out on the golf course. That's a shocking revelation.
Driving the golf cart next to a bunch of trees, and here comes this big crane with some sort of squawking sound.
That would be the sound a crane makes, yes. Derek Coe to the outside. Coe trying to turn it upfield, and he's stacked up at the 19-yard line. I know Adrian is as blown away as I am by the fact that Matt was able to sneak in 18 holes of golf when he was supposed to be getting ready for a basketball game.
You know what, guy? It's work, Kevin. It's work, and if it's the kind of work you can get, then you take it. So that's all there is to that one.
All those North Texans for Nebraska down there.
You and an ox are so similar. I mean, just plowing ahead, plowing ahead, plowing ahead.
It's not easy.
Rest. It isn't easy.
Sometimes it's not easy.
Sweat of the brow. He's working so hard.
1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Feck to throw. Pressure comes. The screen set up for Gustafson. Gustafson with some running room, and Gustafson a 9-yard pickup near the 29-yard line. Good gain on 1st down. Clock running. Minute 52 to play in this first half. Axtell on the move quickly.
Got that Howells defense spread out pretty well on this play. It takes a while to develop, and that's what they want. And the white shirts are all spread out all over the field, and that one's in no particular spot.
Clark cut in, and the pass went out for the sideline.
Just miscommunication there between the wide receiver and quarterback. Threw the go route and was expecting him to go deep, I guess. Axtell loves to throw the ball, so maybe they'll get in this situation and have a little success and be able to move it down the field here. His 3rd and short. Maybe they'll keep it on the ground for one play.
Gustafson and Carlson behind Fecht on 3rd down and 1. And it will be on the ground. It will be Carlson, and it will be an Axtell 1st down to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, they aired it out on that that short play, and just to see maybe they could get a cheap one, a quick one. Didn't happen, so they've got the opportunity, 3rd and a little less than 1, and pick up that first down with still 1:35 to go here. Still a chance to put one in the end zone if they could get a break or two.
Howells trying to keep them out and keep the momentum of a very good first half as a timeout is taken with 1:29 remaining in this first half by Axtell. It's an important possession for Axtell and for Kent Ropers. He wants to be able to go into the locker room, guys, and say, look, our last 2 offensive possessions, we marched it up and down the field on these guys. We're still in this game.
And they get the ball to start second half. So if they could somehow go down and get points here, you get it back. Maybe you get back into this thing. I mean, you really look at it. Axtell's defense stopped Howells one time and had that horrible penalty, which gave them the automatic first down. That was one of their scores. They fumble it on a kickoff return, gives them a really short field. They have a bad snap on a punt, so there's 3 possessions that, you know, really changed this game big time. And Howells has dominated in a lot of ways, don't get me wrong, but when all of those things happen and you're playing a football team that might be better than you, that's when it gets out of hand like this.
If you enjoy sports action like you're watching now, we'd like to invite you to join the NET Sports Partners Club. When you become a member of the Sports Partners Club, your gift will help us continue delivering your favorite action. College baseball, basketball, volleyball, the high school championships, and more. Join now by logging on to netnebraska.org/sportspartners and choose from a wide range of sports gifts with our thanks. NET, Nebraska's home for sports, is your public television station. The Axtell Wildcats, with 1:33 left in this first half, trying to figure out a road back. Fecht to throw. Gustafson, huge hole over the middle. Gustafson inside the Howells 30, and that's a good way to get back with a huge play through the air.
Middle screen set up perfectly and run well by Fecht. He really sells it, looks down the field, and just dumps it off right in front of him.
See all those white shirts pursuing Fecht. The offensive line doing a good job just to set that play up. They sold it well. Here's live action.
From the 28, Fecht on the run. Fecht's pass incomplete. Blake Farrenbrook, the intended receiver, and a good job from Brian Prussia to reach around and poke it out of his hands.
Indeed, a very good job. Prussia, normally the Howells quarterback, and playing excellent defense there on the coverage. Just as that ball arrived, he's able to get around. See if we can get a good look here. Get around on that right arm and pull it off and knock the ball loose.
2nd and 10 from the 28 of Howells. Fecht. And a little bit of a lateral, and it's dropped out of bounds. Well, that had the chance to go a long ways, but it bounced right off the hands of Bryce Runge and couldn't keep it in play.
I think he would have scored.
No doubt about it.
I mean,
handle the ball. You'll see it here. See it right here. If he handles the ball right there, he scores. He'll run right through that tackle.
Looked up before he got it secured.
Executed perfectly to the short side of the field when you're on the right hash. Not a lot of room over there, and they executed it well and just dropped the pitch.
The hook and the lateral, and it was there, but again, you got to execute it.
3rd and 6. Fecht throws, and it's almost intercepted. Talk about execution. Bellina was on his way for another touchdown, this one on the defensive side.
Oh my, he'll see that one in film.
He could have run backwards into the end zone.
Great break on the ball right there. He does have an interception on the year. Could have had another one right there, plus 6 to go with it. But just like we saw the negated touchdown on the hook and lateral play, we see it right here.
4th down and 6. Axtell trying to convert and keep it going. Fecht over the middle, and it is incomplete. And Howells turns the Wildcats away with 58 seconds left in the half.
Just saw the D2 version of the spread offense on that last formation. Pretty incredible. Good imagination, good work, and unfortunately the play did not work. But again, good imagination, good play call. Everybody spread out to the right and the left. Minimal protection. Pretty good defense right there too.
1st down and 10. They'll run the toss to Bellina. And Bellina across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 50 seconds remaining in the half. Howells in no particular hurry with a 32-7 lead.
They do have a couple of timeouts. I don't think they're going to use them. Have all 3 timeouts left.
Up to the line somewhat quickly. Another toss play. Bellina trying to get to the outside, and Bellina fights for another yard or two. Boy, does he deliver a hit as he shoves Clark ahead to the 36-yard line. It'll be a first down. Clock stops with 27 seconds to go in the half, and Howells maybe starting to toy with the idea of trying to get it downfield as quick as they can.
Well, they've got a couple of pass plays, 2 or 3 pass plays at least in that 27 seconds if they elect to do it. But
do they have a guy that has plays in the scorebook or the playbook?
They've got those two. They've got those two somewhere. They've got dust and cobwebs on them, however. But here, this spread out their receivers.
This is as spread as they get. And Prussia will throw. Steps up into it, going deep to the left side, and it's right through the hands of Sindelar. It would have been 6.
Oh, man, those opportunities do not come very often for Howells receivers, and it was there. You see Prussia winding up and going with it, and the ball right into the numbers, dead on the run. Sindelar cannot handle it.
Would have been just his 10th catch of the year, but he's the big play guy, averages almost 18 yards a catch. Would have been his 3rd touchdown, but alas, it was not meant to be for the Howells wide receiver. Prussia to throw again, airing it towards Sindelar on the sideline, and that's well out of bounds with 15 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, that's 2 passes. See if they go for 3.
I think they might run it on this play.
What the heck? Live dangerously now. 15 seconds to go.
Well, they probably want to run the clock out unless Axtell would take a timeout and make them punt.
Look at the formation here.
Well, this is toss sweep written all over.
Yeah, they're not throwing anywhere out of that thing.
3rd down and 10. There's the toss. Bellina down the sideline, and Bellina steps out of bounds. Just shy of the 35-yard line at the 36. 10 seconds remain in this first half. And about 2 yards shy of the first down, and check back in with Larry Putnam.
He sounded a bit surprised when he ran out of bounds, and I think Mike Spears was too. He yelled at the top of his lungs. I think the whole stadium heard him yell, "Why would you run out of bounds?"
They wanted that clock stopped as Zach Boyson comes on, and now we'll have to punt it away to the Axtell Wildcats. James Clark back to return. Trying to angle it towards that sideline. Does a good job of angling it. Short punt. And with 3 seconds to go, Axtell's going to have one last snap of the football from just shy of the 20-yard line.
Well, so far, I think it's kind of gone as we expected it maybe to go here in the first half. As Howells is really, they're a dominant football team, and you can see it in color, high def color, I might add. Look at this. Look at this.
How about this formation? Effect all alone behind the center. Everybody else lines up wide right, and here comes a flag. Officials will throw it just on the principle of the thing.
I don't know what they're doing. We're going to call something.
And it's offsides against Axtell. I just call them. I don't explain them. That's your guys' job.
Strange one.
Must have been lined up in the neutral zone, I would guess.
Well, if they run that formation again, maybe we can. Well, they are. Here we go.
Official who threw the flag is keeping a close eye on it. No penalty this time. Effect. Pass is tipped. It's intercepted. Hageman in for 6. The worst possible thing that could happen for Axtell happens to close the first half.
Absolutely incredible. And, man, you want to give Cody Hageman the goldest star that you can give. That is alert football play as he just snags that one about 2 yards away from the quarterback. Fact on the play, and my goodness, what a turn. What a turn.
Oh. Kent Ropers and Axtell sick to their stomachs right now. As Howells comes on the try for two, and Prusha takes it in to give Howells the halftime lead of 40-7.
That was going to be another almost hook and lateral. He was going to try to go around.
Oh my.
After he delivered the pass, and unfortunately it was picked off.
Let's go downstairs to check in with Larry Putney.
Down here with Kay Roper's coach. Well, it looked like you had something going there when you were going with the run midway through that second quarter.
Yeah, we decided we were just going to try and power the ball at him and change up a little bit, and it was working for us.
Talk about what you do in the second half to try to slow down those guys.
Right now we just play for a little pride.
And in the last play, tell us what happened there.
Well, we had the we're going to do a hook and ladder there with our center quarterback, and pass just got tipped.
Best of luck.
Larry, thank you very much, and obviously disheartened Kent Ropers as he heads to the locker room. Howells with a 40-7 halftime lead in the D1 state championship. We'll have more from Memorial Stadium in a moment.
Working together, Catholic schools and parents are instilling a foundation for life and forming tomorrow's leaders, giving young people the tools and values they need to learn, to achieve their dreams, to grow spiritually, and to serve others in need. The Nebraska Federation of Catholic School Parents, supporting schools that enrich Nebraska communities and promoting educational choice through identity, unity, collaboration, and empowerment.
Did you know 43% of Nebraska high school students drank last month? Parents, enough is enough.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
My job with Nebraska Public Power District takes me to new heights, offers me challenging experiences. Like me, the utility cares about Nebraska. I go home at night knowing that what I do makes a difference. To put it simply, I am where I want to be.
Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Hey, college doesn't just happen. You have to push yourself as you go through high school. Don't be afraid to take classes like Algebra 2, Biology, or a foreign language. They can help raise your ACT score and prepare you for college. I wasn't the smartest kid in high school, but I took the top classes and I passed. So what are you waiting for? Push yourself over to your counselor's office and sign up for them. They won't be easy, but you'll be glad you did.
NET Sports coverage of the 2008 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by U.S. Bank, measuring success through performance, pride, products, and people. Backed by a 5-star guarantee. U.S. Bank, member FDIC. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, one less thing to worry about. By the Nebraska Office of Highway Safety. Please remember that if you drink and drive, you lose. And by Time Warner Cable, supporting local high school athletics and arts education in communities we serve. From Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, we are at halftime of the D1 State Championship, and Howells with a 40-7 lead over Axtell here at the half. Tom Millsap joining me back in the broadcast booth here at Memorial Stadium from the NSAA, Assistant Director of the NSAA. And while it is not a game that's real close right now at halftime in D1, boy, we've had some great games throughout the state high school football playoffs, from the first round all the way up to earlier today, a very entertaining game.
Yeah, it's this is unfortunate what's taking place here. Howells obviously has a great football team, and but we've had some great games, as you well know, overtime games that went right down to the last second. So overall, we've had a great playoffs.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the games and some of the teams that we've seen throughout these playoffs. We've had records set. We've had terrific performances. And this is just the start of a very busy weekend here at Memorial Stadium. 2 games today, 2 tomorrow, and 2 on Saturday.
Yeah, I think, you know, in Class A, of course, we have the 2 Millard schools. I saw Millard South play earlier in the playoffs, and I think they've really come on. Obviously, in Class B, we probably had the upset of McCook. I think everybody felt that they would get down there, but Aurora obviously had a great effort, so we got Aurora and Beatrice playing, which should be a great game. C1, a little bit of an upset there. Pierce went to Hastings St. Cecilia. It wasn't a very nice night to play, unfortunately, for everybody, but Pierce pulled that off, and then, of course, Boys Town, which I think has a great team. So we have some great games coming up the next 2 days.
And you've got some great rivalries as well, of course, highlighted by that Class A showdown, Millard West and Millard South, a rematch of a game that earlier this year was just a 3-point ball game, and we know there's no love lost between those two schools.
No, it's obviously the same school district. They obviously are excited that both of them are down here. But like you say, when they tee it up tomorrow night, they're going to go after each other, and we would expect that.
This is a state championship, and these state tournament games are always so competitive, and it's become almost the norm to see these upsets. It's very rare anymore you see these great dynasty programs throughout classes in Nebraska.
Yeah, I think, when you go 9 games during the season in the 2 larger classes, and then you have to play 3 or 4 more in the playoffs, you just have more opportunities. If you have an off night, once you get down to the final 8 teams or the final 4 teams, you have an off night, you're going to get beat because they're all very good teams at that point.
It's been several years since the championship games were moved on a regular basis to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, and I know every time we talk to first-time teams that are coming here, or teams like Howells that have been here time after time after time, to a man, they all talk about what a great experience and what a thrill it is to come here and play.
Next year, I don't know if you know, we're going to have a problem with this weekend, Kevin, and we ask our schools, would you rather play on this weekend and move the game someplace else, or would you rather go to next week, Monday and Tuesday? And it was about unanimous that the schools wanted to continue playing at Memorial Stadium. It's a great thrill for the kids. So next year we're going to have a little different format. We'll go to Monday and Tuesday of next week, and we'll probably play 3 games a day.
That will be an interesting change. How have the coaches responded to that news?
Well, they want to play at Memorial Stadium. That was the bottom line, because we gave them the opportunity to stay on this weekend. And like I said, they want to play at Memorial Stadium. So it looks like right now, next year, we'll probably have the 2 8-man games and the A game on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we'll go C2, C1, and B. I think it'll be a great atmosphere. It's going to put a little more pressure on us and the UNL staff having 3 games in one day versus 2, but we think it can be done, and I think our schools that come in will enjoy the experience.
Let's take a look at the schedule for this year's games as we just get started in this weekend. Of course, earlier Ewing with the win over Humphrey St. Francis. We talked a little bit about that Millard South, Millard West matchup, and you mentioned maybe the biggest upset so far, McCook being knocked off by Aurora, a team that McCook had beaten soundly early in the season, setting up that Aurora-Beatrice matchup to cap our championships.
Yeah, really. If you just go by the score, and you don't know what happened in that first matchup, I think the score was 42-7, and obviously Aurora has done a great job of improving from that point on, and then they were able to score 37 points against McCook in that semifinal game, which no one obviously had scored hardly anything. So Aurora's obviously improved throughout the year. They only have 1 loss, and Beatrice only has 1 loss, so I think that's going to be a great matchup.
Tom Millsap of the NSAA. Tom, a pleasure to see you once again. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
We are at halftime here in the D1 State High School Football Championship. Howells with the 40-7 lead at the break.
Hello, I'm Jeff Beckman, Director of the NET Foundations. I'm here in NET's high-definition mobile production studio. It allows us to travel the entire state to bring you exciting college and high school sports. Something else makes all that possible too, and that's you. Your contributions make it possible for everyone to experience the action, even when they can't attend a game in person. Nebraskans tell us time and time again that they appreciate the legacy that NET has built through over 50 years of service to Nebraska. Won't you invest in that legacy as well? Log on to netnebraska.org/sportspartners and show your support for statewide sports action on NET Television, the team that brings Nebraska sports home to your community, no matter what part of the state you live in. Join the Sports Partners Club and support the NET team. NET, Nebraska's home for sports, is your public television station. Thank you for watching and investing in NET Television.
Hi, I'm Kevin Kugler. And I'm Adrian Fiala. Join us each week for NET's Big Red Wrap-Up.
Big Red Wrap-Up is your inside track each week to Husker football. Watch Tuesday night at 7 Central, only on NET1.
Hello, I'm Rod Bates. If you want more information about digital television, call toll-free 800-868-1868 or log on to netnebraska.org/DTV.
From Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, alongside Adrian Fiala, Matt Davison, and Larry Putney, I'm Kevin Kugler. Howells with a 40-7 lead here at half, and it's been just that dominant for the Howells Bobcats in this first half. And you heard a dejected Kent Ropers leaving the field. Here's why. The highlights of that first half, and it's a Clint Bellina kind of first half. A little bit of Brian Prussia thrown in. But boy, oh boy, Bellina was the man. 23 carries, 184 yards. And there's one of his 5 touchdowns on the night. He has been terrific in that first half.
You know, again, a lot of great individual effort there. Pass right there over the middle, but a lot of individual effort there by Bellina. But also, as I mentioned several times, Austin Sufall, he's a senior. He's 5'7", 148 pounds, guys. He's the up back in the formation, and he has led Bellina around and opened up a lot of plays with his blocking. Great job by Sufall. Just a little guy, but making it work.
Axtell got it going on a couple of drives in the second quarter and were able to go down and get a touchdown on the quarterback sneak from Fecht. And then the long screen play on the connection.
Gustafson there trying to find some room for Axtell, but it has been a bleak first half for Axtell. You see the numbers. Howells 243 yards total offense, all but 13 on the ground, 105 for Axtell. 13 first downs to 7. Howells has had the short field. That interception at the end of the half, just a crushing blow for Axtell. Howells with 20 points a quarter in the 40-7 lead.
Yeah, Cody Hageman making that interception right there before the gun sounded at halftime. And man, a lot of it, as Kent Ropers, our head coach, said, Axtell's head coach said, we got to play for some pride right now. And he's sure about that. And it'd be tough to get themselves back in the ball game.
Well, Nebraska's high school football championships got started before this weekend's action in Lincoln. The 6-man finals were held last week at the University of Nebraska at Kearney's Cope Stadium. NET's Jim Disrud has the highlights from the Greeley-Walbach and St. Edward contest.
Tails is the call. It was the second time this season the two teams had squared off. On the second play of the game, the tight ends picked off their first of 5 interceptions. And 2 plays later, Trent Nikolajczak connected with Dustin Nordhughes for a 20-yard touchdown pass. After GW's second interception on the next series, Nikolajczak and Damon Poss team up for a 46-yard touchdown pass.
And we wanted to spread them out and see if we couldn't get some underpasses and some stuff over the top of them. I thought we were pretty successful doing that.
In addition to that strong pass defense, GW's other key to stopping St. Edward was containing speedy Ramon Brown. This 54-yard run by Brown in the first quarter got the Beavers on the board. Both teams found the end zone as the first half concluded. Nikolajczak scampered 58 yards for GW. And this ricochet pass set up a Brown 2-yard touchdown for St. Edward. At halftime, Greeley-Walbach has the lead 31-12. The second half started much as the first had. Just a couple of minutes in, Nikolajczak started GW scoring with a 29-yard run. Then he found Travis Nelson for a 13-yard touchdown pass. Nikolajczak finished with 329 total yards in the wide-open 6-man attack. But Brown wasn't quite through for St. Edward. He took the ensuing kickoff 78 yards for the touchdown. He'd had another in the fourth quarter and had all 4 of the Beavers' touchdowns. But Greeley-Wolbach scored 3 more times and cruised for a 67-24 win. Greeley-Wolbach is a 2008 six-man title winner, completing an undefeated 10-0 season.
Right from the start, we set our goals to make the state championship and win it. And we just kept building it each week, getting better and better, and I guess it worked out for us.
Congratulations to the state champs. Howells has been in a state championship situation many times before. They're in the driver's seat tonight, and Mike Spears is down on the field with our Larry Putney.
Coach Spears, second half, what are you going to do to straighten things out?
Well, one thing, we got to tackle better. You saw they put that together, that drive, and we just didn't tackle very well on that. And our kids have got to do a better job of tackling right now.
I'm sure you reminded them of that. Talk about your running game, because it's just on fire tonight.
Well, you know, the offensive line is doing a great job, and they're opening some holes for Clint, and he's doing, for the most part, he's doing a really good job of finding those holes and getting maximum yardage out of it.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
A 40-7 lead for a very relaxed Howells Bobcats squad. The second half from Memorial Stadium is next on NET Sports.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
My job as an engineer for the Nebraska Public Power District is rewarding. My education and technical skills are used every day to help generate electricity for Nebraska. And I feel good, because I believe that what I do maintains the state's quality of life. NPPD is where I want to be.
Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming made possible by Time Warner Cable, supporting local educators by providing free cable connections to public, private, and parochial schools in our area. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Soy biodiesel from Nebraska soybeans lowers our dependence on foreign oil. It has properties that reduce engine wear. And it burns without harmfully polluting the atmosphere. The Nebraska Soybean Board encourages the use of soy biodiesel.
You're on vacation in the mountains. You've got the kids, the dog, and your tent. Your son says, hiking is lame, so you try rock climbing. It ends up being harder than it looks. Now you're in the hospital wishing you'd stayed home. But you've got Blue Cross and Blue Shield, so you know you're covered, even though you're out of state. So you relax, which is why you went on vacation in the first place. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska. One less thing to worry about.
NET Sports coverage of the 2008 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By Time Warner Cable, providing coverage of local high school sporting events and activities on Nebraska On Demand, Channel 101. And by the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nesoybeans.unl.edu. The 2008 NSAA Football Championships are being carried live over the internet, so if you have friends or family who don't have access to NET, have them log on to netnebraska.org and click the live webcast tab to enjoy the football championships right on their computer. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Let's check in downstairs. Larry Putney's got some information on what happens if Howells gets about a 2-point more advantage than they have right now.
Well, Kevin, there's a 35-point rule in 8-man football. If a team gets up by 35 points, there's a continuous clock. So you'll see the clock only stop on scores, penalty enforcement, injuries, and timeouts by coaches. That's the only time the clock will stop if Howells gets up by 35.
And there's no more mercy rule in Nebraska high school football in the championships, right? It just keeps going.
That is correct. No mercy rule. They took that out a couple of years ago, added the 35-point rule to move the clock along.
All right, Derek Coe hoping that he can turn this thing around so that doesn't come into play for Axtell as he takes it across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Axtell starting first down and 10. Kent Roper's telling Larry going off the field, guys, that he was going to appeal to them to play for pride in this second half. We'll see if that appeal was able to find some receptive ears.
Well, young players are resilient, short memories most of the time, and we'll see if they come out and really get after it. I'd love to see them do that.
First down and 10, ball at the 27-yard line. Fecht to throw, pressure comes, and Fecht able to get back to the line of scrimmage before he's dropped by Mitch Tomka. Pressure came early from Dustin Sindelar, forcing him up into the pocket.
Well, for a lot of these guys, it's the last game they'll ever play. And so you want to go out with some sort of good memories. So you go out these last 2 quarters and just play as hard as you can. Are you going to come back and win this game? Most likely not. But you try to create some good memories and go out there and battle and compete.
Second and 10 from the 27-yard line. Looking for running room. Carlson trying to bounce it to the outside. Caught from behind by Cody Hageman.
Cody Hageman, he had that interception for the touchdown right before the half, and showing some excellent quickness here. Watch him get out to the left-hand side, works off the block, and then drags the ball carrier down. Cody Hageman, 6'1", 194 pounds, and moving very well.
So a 3rd and 9 on the first possession of the second half for Axtell. Fecht setting up the screen. Nice catch by Gustafson. He's got the first down into Howells territory and down near the 34-yard line.
One-handed grab, I think, in traffic. I don't know if he saw the ball coming, just turned and snagged it with one hand.
Watch the rush here. Watch the rush. Oops, we know what's coming. We stop, and we're going to try to go back and make a play, but they're too late. They've gone too far, and Axtell gets it upfield, picks up the first down. But, yeah, it was a surprise catch.
On the 34, first down and 10. Gustafson down near the 30-yard line. 4-yard gain on first down for the Axtell back. His 9th carry of the night. I'll mark him down at the 31, so a 3-yard pickup on the play. This is a lot what we saw from that Axtell drive that resulted in the touchdown. Very ball control drive. A little bit of run, a little bit of screen passes. March down the field. Here's the toss play. Carlson trying to turn it upfield and no room to turn at all. Dustin Sindelar there first, finished off by Mitch Tomka. Good play and good tackling there for Howells.
Well, there you just string the play out. It's a toss to the right side and you just try to get as much pursuit as possible. Looking for just a little crease there. Tomka's coming from the inside to finish him off, but a good job by the defense there to stringing that play out.
Well, Sindelar went over the block. The lineman over there trying to block him. He would step right over the block, got outside, wrapped up the ball carrier. He's still upset about dropping that touchdown pass earlier on. He's playing with a little vengeance right now.
3rd down and 8. Fecht with lots of time. Now Fecht's going to run, trying to find that first down, and he's dropped short by Dustin Sindelar at the 28-yard line. They're about 3.5 yards shy of the first.
And they'll be going for it here, try to keep the drive alive. He had time originally to get rid of the football, but nobody open downfield. So tuck it, get around the defense, and get some positive yardage.
Timeout taken by Axtell. With 8 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third, and they'll take the timeout on 4th and 4. Well, we had a winner earlier at our trivia question of the night. The question in our D1 trivia tonight: which team holds the record for most points scored in an NSAA playoff game in Class D1? Ryan Solomon of Hebron, Nebraska, knew the answer to our question. Matt Davison did not. It was Cedar Bluffs. 76 points in 1997. Congratulations to Brian Solomon of Hebron. Matt Davison will be in contact with you very soon.
76.
Wow. It's a big number.
And speaking of big numbers, Howells over the years, our 6 championships. Well, we'll get to that point in a minute. Play's about ready to get underway here.
It is 4th and 4 for Axtell. Toss play, Carlson. Carlson's not going to get there. Bellina, who's been the bell cow on offense, makes the defensive play, and Howells forces the turnover.
And a good job by Brian Prusha to come up from the corner. Watch number 11, left side of your screen right there. So he's keeping that play to the inside. He's just filling up to the outside so people like Bellina can come in and make that tackle. Great job to hold up the flank.
So now it's first down from the 30-yard line. Bellina with 184 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns in the first half. His first carry of the second half, and Bellina from the 30 moves it out to the 33. A 3-yard pickup on first down for Bellina. Howells, if they put it in here, the 35-point rule would come into play, and the clock would start running non-stop. Other than timeouts and touchdowns, injuries, it would not stop.
Interesting point about Bellina in the first half. 23 carries, 184 yards, and he did not lose a yard. Not 1 yard.
That's impressive. Considering he's starting pretty deep on that toss play. Here he's trying to turn it upfield again. Bellina with some running room. He's got a first down and more at the 30. Bellina down to the 20-yard line. And inside the 20, finally stopped at the 19. What a run again by Bellina. That'll put him over 200 yards.
Just a stampede, Matt.
Absolutely. And when he gets to the sidelines, he has great patience. It looked like he might go out of bounds. You see the group of blockers out in front of him. He turns it on, gets up the sidelines, and looks like this one's going to come back with a flag. But a tremendous job finishing that run for Bellina.
So scratch the 200-yard day to this point. And back we go.
And even though this play will come back, I will mention once again, and I'll probably mention it a number of times as we proceed through the second half here, but Austin Sufel, that young running back or blocking back, senior actually, for Howells, out there in front again. I think Bellina better take, wherever he goes, we better take him with him.
2nd and 18.
There he is right there. Short guy, 140 pounds.
And leading the way again on the block, as is his quarterback, Prusha. Bellina helping out with a little bit of punishment on his own, just bowling over the attempted tackle from Jordan Larson. Bellina is continuing. Watch this block up front.
There's Sufel again as he hooks that block. Great work. Also great work by Prusha to kind of help out on the neck and then block the corner coming up, block him out. And Bellina has plenty of room to go.
3rd down and 3 from the 37-yard line. Toss play again. Bellina will turn it up. He'll have the first down, and Bellina into Axtell territory at the 37-yard line. 3rd and 3 seems like about 3rd and an inch for this Howells squad, the way they're running the football.
Well, they're running toss, and watch here in the next few plays. They'll go right up the middle, or they'll fake the toss and have Prusha keep it right up the middle. And once you really start to spread that defense side to side, it becomes effective.
On the 37, there's that fake, and Prusha, boy, a shoestring tackle as he came through the middle of that pile. And a good job of hanging on by Wes Gustafson.
Would have been a much bigger gain.
Very alert play.
Larry?
Well, Kevin, you know, winning a state championship for Howells has become a Beyer family tradition. You're looking at Michael Beyer. He's one of the assistant coaches for Howells. He was part of that first 4 state championships in Howells in 2001, 2, and 3. His brother Scott also won a state championship with him back-to-back years in 03, 04. Then went on to win it in 05 as well. So both of the Beyer boys won 4 state championships. And this year, Brian Beyer is a freshman and an opportunity to win his first championship of what he hopes will be 4 in a row.
As it another Beyer run starting for Howells, one would have to think with Bellina and Prusha, along with 2/3 of that offensive line up front, those 3 guys up front coming back, that the odds would be in Howells' favor next year when you get guys like Tomka and Hageman and Prusha and Bellina all back next year.
It's more likely that we're not here. They're not
if I'm a betting guy, I'd bet on him again. So
3rd and a yard. There's Bellina right up the gut. Look at Bellina powering his way through the secondary. Oh my, there are going to be some sore Axtell Wildcats at the end of this game because of the punishment Bellina has leveled on them.
You talk about running downhill as a running back. You see his eyes, he sees the hole right up the gut, boom, boom, and just a shoestring tackle. Couldn't quite keep his balance or it would have been 6.
He already has 5 rushing touchdowns today. Bellina looking for number 6. Flag is down as he's banged out of bounds at the 5-yard line. 5:23 to play in the third. Howells knocking on the door again, but another flag thrown. This will probably push Howells back a bit. A hold against the Bobcats.
It seems like every play is, you can hit the repeat button on every play in terms of people blocking up front. The blockers, Tyler Faltis, Tomka, and Hageman up there blocking, doing so well. And then, of course, we've talked about Austin Sufol all night, leading Bellina along, and just hit the rewind or hit the repeat button and go.
One stat in the first half I could not believe was that Axtell actually won the time of possession.
Shows you how sometimes that doesn't mean a whole lot.
Seen it in college football this year.
Fake, Prussia buried in the backfield, and there's Heath Anderberry. He's played a real solid game tonight for Axtell.
Recognize that formation, kind of an unusual formation for Howells, and they obviously had that scattered out well, and he's right there to make the tackle. Great job, very great job. Right straight up tackle, good wrap. Prussia not going anywhere after the hit.
Just a sophomore, Anderberry.
A good sign for the future for Axtell.
Good looking kid too.
2nd down and 20. Motion coming. Toss play. Bellina to the short side. Able to keep his balance down that sideline. And good positive yardage, about a 6-yard gain.
We've seen 2 or 3 different plays coming out of Howells here in this series. We saw Sindelar come back on an end reverse. See this play here a little bit different in terms of the blocking scheme. As Bellina takes it out, stops the clock with the third and long now, 3rd and about 18, or 3rd and 14.
A big back. He really has good balance.
He does.
And good footwork down the sidelines. It's the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen him tiptoe down.
Do we know about any college interest as well?
Not as of yet.
He's just a junior, yeah. Somebody better take a good hard look at him.
3rd and 14. Again, the toss play. Bellina cutting it back up down to the 10 and inside the 10 near the 9-yard line. Still well shy of a Howells first down. 4.5 remaining here in this 3rd quarter of play, and Howells still with that 40-7 lead that they had at the half.
In their last 2 D1 appearances in the state championship play, they beat Overton in 04 43-6. They beat Axtell in 05 46-6, and they're working on that number right now here in 2008.
4th down and 5. Prussia to throw. Pressure comes. Prussia in trouble. He's going to go down at the 15-yard line. The sack of Prussia as Brock Peterson and Trevor Feck combined to get to the quarterback. And Axtell turns Howells away.
Fake the toss sweep. Try to look back to the left side of the field, and Anderberry was the defender that stayed home. Otherwise, it would have been a wide open touchdown. When you run the toss so effectively, you'd think he would have been wide open. So a great job again by Anderberry in the secondary.
Good job defensively by Axtell. Now they get the ball back on offense, 1st down, and Grant Carlson plowing ahead for 2 to the 16-yard line. And you know, Axtell, one area they've been very good tonight has been stopping Howells on 2-point conversion tries. And those stops on 2-point conversions are keeping Axtell going in this game right now.
Well, Axtell's just going to try to grind it out here at 3:40, 3:39 and counting here in the 3rd. But time has been an enemy since the 2nd half started against Axtell.
2nd and 8 from the 16. Feck over the middle, dropped. In and out of the hands of James Clark, looking for just his 2nd catch of the night. And it's 3rd down.
Going to see Clark here. I thought when they came out in that first series in the half, after the half, Axtell throwing the football on the first play, I thought, guys, we're going to see a lot of that. Well, we really haven't seen a lot of that, but I suspect we're going to see a lot of that now, or at least we should.
Clark had over 500 yards receiving during the regular season up until this point. 11 touchdowns.
3rd down and 8. Fecht rolls to the right, under pressure, down he goes. Sindelar got him back at the 11-yard line.
Sindelar working those bones, guys. He's liking what he's doing. Playing with a little spark ever since that ill-fated pass back in the first half.
Fecht flush from the pocket, tries to go to the right side, just nowhere to go.
Good work there.
A nice open field tackle against a pretty good athlete.
And now Axtell will punt it away. Eggleston, a wobbly kick, short kick. Takes a little bit of an Axtell roll outside the 35, but Howells will start on the Axtell side of midfield with their next possession. Be sure you join us next Tuesday for the next Big Red Wrap-Up. We'll preview the Colorado game and replay our interview with the 2001 Heisman Trophy winner Eric Crouch. Then on Tuesday, December 2nd, we'll break down the Buffs-Husker game with all the highlights and reaction, and we'll get all the latest recruiting news from Sean Callahan. Be with us for Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesdays at 7 Central on NET1 and NET HD, Nebraska's home for sports. We were going to replay the Matt Davison interview, but it just turned out not to be that good. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Toss play to Bellina, and Bellina dropped in the backfield. That's his first lost yardage carry of the night, and it was Heath Anderberry who provided the loss.
Who else for Axtell? Comes off the edge really hard and gets Bellina by the ankles there.
Let's check in downstairs with Larry Putney. Larry?
Well, not only is he making plays all over the place, but Heath Anderberry is really a leader out there on the field, too, guys. Even when he runs down a running back from behind and makes a play, he's jumping up, firing up a team, screaming at him, encouraging him. He's really being a leader out there.
Well, he's played like a leader as well. Bellina stumbling forward. He went backwards for the final 2 yards of that run. And puts Howells in 3rd and medium here.
Coming from the edge right there is Anderberry, and Try almost makes that tackle from behind, but man, if you're going to bring Bellina down, you've got to wrap him up well, and a fingertip tackle just will not work.
3rd down and 5 for Howells, leading 40-7. Waning moments of this 3rd quarter. Bellina trying to ride the wave to the 1st down. He's not going to get there. 3 yards short, stacked up at the 30-yard line. So 4th and 3 for Howells. Howells just content to keep that ball on the ground in the middle of the field and let that clock run with a giant lead here in the 3rd quarter. And why not? They'll try to convert on 4th down. Howells 0 for 1 on 4th tonight. Brusha over the middle, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of the intended receiver, and it will bring up another Axtell possession with 44 seconds left in the 3rd.
Another stop for Axtell. Give that defense credit. Come out here in the 2nd half and played much better. Haven't been able to get any more points, but had a couple of stops in the 1st half, a couple of stops here in the 3rd quarter. Like we've said multiple times, just a few bad bounces, a few bad breaks in the 1st half really blew this thing open.
It's really been played between the 20s in this 3rd quarter here, as on 1st down, the give to Grant Carlson, and Carlson, after stepping through a couple of tackles, isn't going to step around Corey Brester, whose brother's a wrestler for Mark Manning at Nebraska, and that was a wrestling takedown there.
Say hello to my shoulder. Watch this. Boom, right there as Corey drives that right shoulder right into him.
Two-yard pickup. Maybe the final play of this 3rd quarter as we approach 10 seconds left in the quarter. The give to Carlson on the misdirection. Nice move by Carlson, and he's got the 1st down into Howells territory at the 39-yard line. That play didn't look like it was going anywhere.
Nifty footwork going around the outside. Cuts it upfield, and nice gain and a 1st down for Axtell.
Thought they had it shut down. Howells had the people over there on that far side, and somehow he's able just to cut it up inside Carlson and make it work.
And that is going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. 47 points scored in the first half. A scoreless third quarter in the D1 state championship game. We played 3. Howells in control with a 33-point lead. NET Sports coverage of the 2008 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nesoybeans.unl.edu. By the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. And by Nebraska Federation of Catholic School Parents, promoting educational choice through identity, unity, collaboration, and empowerment. We start the fourth quarter in the D1 State Championship alongside Adrian Fiala, Matt Davison, and Larry Putney. I'm Kevin Kugler from Memorial Stadium. 40-7, Howells leading this D1 State Championship, and on first down, Axtell with a give up the middle to Gustafson, who takes it to the 35-yard line. A 4-yard pickup on first down, and the fourth quarter underway. A fourth quarter that has, well, been very kind to Howells throughout the year. In most of the games that Howells has played, they've found themselves in a very comfortable position. Only one game this year they've scored under 35 points. That was last week against Clarkson, but this is normally the time where Mike Spears' crew is in cruise control mode in this fourth quarter. Second down 6, screen pass, it's low and incomplete.
Well, they're a very physical football team, so a lot of times in the fourth quarter they've really worn teams down, and that makes them even more effective than they normally are. Once you lean on a team for so long, they get tired and you become more effective.
Well, there's no question the MVP of this ball game tonight for Howells, it'll be Clint Bellina, who's already at 32 carries, 245 yards, 5 touchdowns, and if that's not enough, add in 10 tackles defensively tonight. Not a bad state championship. 3rd and 6, going deep, and that ball is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Prussia inside the 10, down at the 7-yard line. Second pick tonight for the Howells D.
And the third pick for Prussia on the year comes at an opportune time here in the fourth quarter. They'll have the length of the field to go now, but again, Brian Prussia, that normally the Husker, or the quarterback for Howells, playing deep on that route, and picks up an overthrown pass by Fecht here.
Just almost a fair catch. It still almost popped out. So first down and 10 back at the 7-yard line. Howells comfortably out in front, 40-7. Prussia will keep, and Prussia with a yard, maybe 2, over to the right side, and the tackle there by Trevor Fecht.
I was about to say, if Axtell could have put together a drive there, gone down and got some points, no, they're not going to win this football game, but they could have felt a lot better about the second half of the state championship game than the first. They played pretty well here in the second half.
They shut out Howells here in the second half. We started at the second half at 40-7. Here we are still at 40-7 in the fourth. There's the play.
Bellina steps through a tackle. Bellina with a first down out near the 19-yard line. Well, this Axtell squad is indeed playing for pride in this second half, as we heard Kent Ropers talk to Larry about earlier. But this pride is seemingly inspiring this team because they are playing hard. They're out there really competing against Howells.
Yeah, that's what you like to see. Even though the score is way out of whack, they're still giving the effort. They still have the attitude. They're still playing with some spark out there, not laying down, not rolling over, just giving it a go. And that's good. That's good to see.
On the 18-yard line, first down and 10. Bellina cutting back, trying to find running room. Bellina, one man to beat, and he cannot get away. Just slowed up as he came through that hole. Brandon Benson, the freshman, to make the tackle.
He had 2 options. Once he got into the secondary, he was going to be able to cut to the left to the open field or back to the right. And it was about right here. He decides to go back to the right, and that's where the help came from. But a nice run up the gut.
First down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Bellina again turns the corner and tripped up as he flies out of bounds into Axtell territory. again, the D1 rushing record for a playoff game is in reach. 343 yards. Cale Barnes set it earlier this year for Elwood. The 2008 championships against Garden County. The overall D record and the overall rushing record for state high school football, 445 yards in the playoffs. And up the gut. A little bit of running room for the fullback this time. So a little reward, Aid.
You bet. Good to see that happen for Austin Sufel. He had 39 carries on the year, 138 yards. Watch this here. He's just been blocking all night. Finally gets a chance to put one up inside there. Follows his blocking pretty well and stays on balance. Gets upfield, gets that first down.
On the 32-yard line, first down and 10. 40-7, Howells leading. Bellina on the toss play. Bellina, as he adds to a 278-yard night with 6 more yards. So Bellina with 284 yards rushing on 36 carries.
He's going to be a tired young man after this game, but very excited and happy as well.
5 rushing touchdowns. And another carry for Bellina, and another great cutback, and Bellina going for number 6, and he will take it in from 26 yards out. He's over 300 yards on the night.
Boy, he gets to that edge, and he gets good blocking to get him out there, and then it's all Bellina from that point on. Cutback, he loves to cut it back. You know, he sees those blue jerseys pursuing to his right, and he knows they're committed to trying to stop him going to that right side, but then he's able to cut it back and take it on in for the end zone. That probably puts him over 300, doesn't it?
310 yards, 6 touchdowns for Bellina. And they'll go for 2. Not to rub it in, but because Howells doesn't kick. And Bellina trying to fight to the goal line. And again, Bellina is going to be stacked up short of that goal line. And the 2-point try, no good again.
Well, they've done a good job defending those 2-point conversions. Bellina once again able to cut back, toss to the right side where they've had a lot of success on the right side. One cut, another cut, and nobody is left to sprint to the end zone. Over 300 yards and 6 touchdowns. A night he will never, ever forget in his life.
And again, bad news for the rest of D1. Clint Bellina's coming back next year.
I'm sure he's going to get a DVD of this game. If you would like a DVD of this game or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championship games, log on to netnebraska.org and click on Shop NET or call 1-800-868-1868 to order your DVD copy. It's a memory that will last for years to come. NET is Nebraska's home for sports.
So Bellina now on the season, as he came in with 2,168 yards, is at 2,478 yards on the year. About to go over 2,500 rush yards. That's an amazing year. And again, he's got another high school year to come. And I'll bet you he has another big year next year. Line drive kick taken by Anderberry, and Anderberry brought down by his own man. And that's kind of been the epitome of the night for Axtell.
The way it has gone, unfortunately, for the Axtell Wildcats. They're going to try to put it together here now. But for Bellina, we talked earlier about his its average per carry at 10.3 on the year. And tonight he is averaged right at 8.4 carrying the football.
And the 35-point rule is in effect. The clock will run now despite an incomplete pass. Only thing that'll stop it, timeouts and touchdowns. And a good run on first down by Gustafson, 9-yard pickup.
Gustafson's had a decent night, not rushing, only over 4 yards a carry rushing, 3 catches for 48 yards. So nearing 100 yards of total offense for Gustafson.
Second down and a yard. And Gustafson Across the midfield stripe into Howells territory. And a first down. Gustafson and Axtell trying to find a little something to take a little bit of comfort in tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, you look at Kent Roper's team and Axtell fans and these players, you know, for them, they start out 0-2 this season. And for them to even be here tonight, give them a lot of credit for fighting their way back and getting to the state championship game.
4-3 after 7 games this year, and a lot of close ball games. Their losses by 2 points, by 8 points, and by 3 points, but not a lot of margin for error there.
And they really had to battle in the playoffs also. I mean, that takes its toll to some extent. I mean, you're excited to be here and play, but really had to battle in the playoffs to get here. But it's just been a tough night all the way around for Axtell.
Well, and kudos to them. We do a lot of these games, all 6 of them every year here on NET, and don't see a lot of 3-loss teams that make it all the way through to the championship game. That takes a certain kind of resilience. As Axtell gets another first down, let's check back in down on the field with Larry Putney.
Well, Kevin, you know, the last time Axtell made the state championship game was back in 2005. It's the only other time they've been here. That year they played Howells for the state championship, and Howells won it. The final score that year, 46-6.
Deja vu all over again, as Matt Davison would say. Down to the 22-yard line. A 6-yard pickup.
Some substitutes in the game on defense now for Howells. So Axtell having a little bit more success carving up that defense.
And Howells really has had great success in the state championship final game. Finish that point after this play here.
2nd down and 4. Toss play. Carlson to the outside, and a good open field tackle. But a first down for Grant Carlson. His 21st carry of the night. And it looks like the night is maybe done for Bellina. Putting on the jacket, taking off the gear a little bit, getting congratulations. 37 carries, 310 yards, and 6 touchdowns might be enough for Bellina tonight. And if it's not, I don't know how much more he can do. Up the gut. Good run by Gustafson down to the 10-yard line. Well, honesty compels you to report at 3:10. He is just 33 yards away from the all-time D1 rushing record for a championship game, or rather a state playoff game at all. So is that enough to coax him back into the game? Probably not.
I think his evening is finished. A great evening it has been, and they also ought to give a kind of a consolation prize to Sufel, his blocking back up front, number 17. He's really done a great job tonight in terms of making the blocks. Austin Sufel, just a light guy, 145 pounds, not very big, and blocking well.
Down to the 1-yard line. Some congratulations being handed out on the Howells sideline. They're confident. Axtell, if they score here, will back up that 35-point rule. Put that back on the shelf again. 1 yard away from doing just that. Gustafson and Carlson in the backfield. And is he in? No, he is not. Stacked up at the goal line. 2nd down, and a good tackle in there made by DJ Michael.
And I think you'll see a quarterback sneak here, trying to get Gustafson a touchdown. But I think you might see a sneak here from Fecht.
Well, Fecht will be back next year for Axtell. Gustafson will be back. James Clark, Trevor Fecht, Bryce Runge on that offensive line. A lot of folks back for Axtell next year.
Can we see a rematch?
Could indeed, as the touchdown is scored by Wes Gustafson. And that puts Axtell back on the board, their 2nd score of the night. So a good drive for Axtell, gets them on the board, 46-13. Howells lead cut to 33.
Recovering a little bit of that pride we talked about earlier, as you see Axtell a couple of steps into the end zone. Good work by the people up front there. They will now try to add the point.
Eggleston will try to bang this one home. And the kick is no good. So it's a 33-point game right now with Howells well in control in this D1 state championship game. Great to have you with us tonight. Thanks for sticking around on this chilly night at Memorial Stadium with Matt Davison, Adrian Fiala, Larry Putney's down on the field. I'm Kevin Kugler. It's been one of those kind of nights for Axtell, but it's been one of those nights that Howells is very familiar with here at Memorial Stadium, winning a state championship and winning it in dominant fashion.
6 times they've done that, Kevin, and they won very handily, all except in one game. So they're used to this, and they brought it, Matt. They brought their history and tradition with them. These players down there, they know about that. They wanted to keep that thing going.
Absolutely. They grew up watching the older kids come to Memorial Stadium, win state championships. So when they come here now, they expect to win. And for Axtell, they had some things go wrong in the first half. Second half, they played much better. 1 touchdown apiece for each team here in the second half. So they have fought well and competed here in the second half.
46-13, 3:42 to go. Now the 35-point rule is not in effect, so they're not going to be running the clock, but Howells is going to be running the football when they get it back, so maybe about the same thing. They'll try the onside kick, and the ball loose in the middle of the field for a moment at the 38-yard line. Looks like, though, Howells able to cover it up, and it is going to stay with Howells. And a good job pouncing on that football by Jordan Brkacek, one of the young freshmen of this Howells squad. Brkacek, part of what is, of course, a very bright future. Not that the past hasn't been bright, but this is as close as there is to a dynasty in Nebraska high school football.
Well, they beat back in 2000. They beat Lawrence Nelson 38-14. Next year, Bloomfield 34-20. Then Greeley-Walbach gave them a tussle at 24-14, and then Overton the next 2 years they lost 36-15 and 43-6. Then Axtell 46-6 2 years ago.
First down, and the carry. Most of the reserves in. Ball pops out. It's picked up by James Clark, and Clark's going to go all the way for 6. So Axtell gets the fumble, the bounce right into the hands of James Clark. And it's 6 more for Axtell.
Well, he's used to that sort of activity, and against Maxwell in the semifinals, he had 3 touches on the ball. 2 of those went for touchdowns. He had a touchdown pass, and then here we go again as you'll watch Clark. Very opportune moment, very opportune spot, and he's going to go ahead and take it on in.
Sam Schlottman was the ball carrier, as Howells brought the youngsters off the bench to give them a little bit of playing time. And they'll run a fake and take it in for 2. So Axtell snaps it to the up back, and Gustafson in for 2 more, and Axtell with back-to-back touchdowns. 46-21 with 3.5 to play.
And we'll see another onside kick.
Like I said earlier, you just love to see them continue to stay in the game, work hard at it, try to make something happen, never quit. And again, they put up that score, and that pride factor is a big factor. And I know Kent Roper's mentioned that halftime and instilled that in his players for sure.
So time to kick it off once more. Another score, and Mike Spears would start toying with the idea of getting Bellina back in there. Howells, though, well in control. They have been since the very beginning of this ball game. The bounces went their way early, helped propel them to a 20-point lead at the end of 1 quarter. That onside kick's actually going to end up going backwards a yard. See that too often.
Haven't ever seen that one.
I must admit, the only time I've seen something like that, my junior year down at Oklahoma, we had a punter that kicked the ball up in the wind, and it ended up behind him. And that was not a pretty sight. That reminded me of that right there.
You've seen a lot of kickoffs.
Yes, sir.
You've never seen it.
Never seen one like that.
Doesn't happen very much.
Mitch Bellina is the new quarterback. Freshman. A chance to take a snap. Tells me this may not be his last snap in a championship game. And up the middle it goes to Trent Masney. If you're a veteran follower of Howells football or state football, you'll recognize some of these names. Masney and Byer, Some names that have dotted the landscape of high school football for Howells over the years. Ethan Wisey just checking in, a 6'1", 315-pound lineman on the left side of that offensive line. 2nd down and 6. And flags fly. Of course, a new group of players in there. You're going to have a little bit of miscommunication. You're going to have some youngsters who may just be a shade excited to be in this game and jump a little bit early.
I want to get in there and hit somebody.
Well, you practice all year long. You play on those fourth quarters, but this is a little different than playing in the fourth quarter in the game against Pender earlier in the year. This is state championship Memorial Stadium.
A little excited to go out there and make some contact. Jump off sides.
2nd and 11, and a good tackle there in the backfield. Axtell with Mark Duncan in the ballgame for the first time tonight. Everybody getting a chance to play here in the late stage of this fourth quarter, and a good play by Duncan.
Well, when Mitch Bellida gets behind the center, he is down there. Watch the next formation they come out. He is down there behind the center. Very hard for the backers and anybody else back there to see. You watch him right here.
Sneaks right under there.
Look how low he gets.
It's a bird's eye view.
His helmet's below the helmet of the.
This tough run by Bellina out on the edge, and a good open field tackle by David Smith of Axtell.
Mitch, 5'10", 144, freshman. I think Kevin mentioned that earlier about the freshman status, but just down there and trying to hide behind that center, give himself a little bit of an advantage, and move from there.
Oh, and there is a cold shower for head coach Mike Spears.
And one that he'll accept.
They're all excited. He's so warm inside, it really doesn't even bother.
4th down. And a 2-yard gain by Sam Schlottman. And Axtell will get the turnover on downs with 90 seconds to play in this D1 state championship. Not the first time he's enjoyed one of those, but it may be the coldest one he's had. But you know what? After you haven't had one for a couple of years, I bet that feels pretty good.
Exactly, Kevin. You know, he did well in C2. 2 years ago, 10-2, made the semis, and then last year, 9-1, got beat in the 2nd round. So it's pretty good production and result for Mike Spears. But now he picks up his 7th state title.
1st down. Not much running room up the middle, and then a good bounce off to the left side to get a little extra running room. So that play was stacked up at the beginning, and then a good run to the outside by Heath Anderberry.
Had a good game on defense. Now moves back to I-back and makes a nice run. His first couple more years. Play high school football, only a sophomore.
I'll tell you, the future's pretty bright for Axtell. They've got a lot of youngsters on this squad in very key positions. When you look at their defensive starters tonight, of those defensive starters, 7 of the 8 will return next year. And on offense, the picture's almost as bright. They only lose 3. They lose Grant Carlson, Brock Peterson, and Ben Frericks on their offensive line, but they get Gustafson back, Feck back, Trevor Feck, James Clark, their leading receiver, all coming back next year. This Axtell team and this Howells squad both appear to be very much into the running again if you were to handicap that 2009 D1 race.
And Kevin, they've had a taste of success in the playoffs and made it here to the championship game, and they just want to come back another year and try to finish it off and see what it's like to be a state champion. This is the school that has never been a state champion before, and then football, they had runner-up back in 2005, as we talked about, but still looking for their first championship. And this will go a long ways. This game will go a long ways in the off-season in terms of preparation to try to get it done next year.
1st down and 10. They put 11 seconds back on the clock. And on the toss play, looking for running room to the outside and staying in bounds. Good run, though, by Jordan Larson. Howells, the drama taken out of this one very early.
You know, for these two teams, as they look towards next season, Howells obviously used to being here, so they want to get back here. But for Axtell, they've been here twice in the last handful of years and have not been able to complete it. So that gives you a lot of motivation going into this offseason and looking forward to next fall.
2nd and 3. Good turn up field and the first down. And a nice run by Brandon Benson.
Pretty good speed right there, guys.
Yeah, a little bit of a burst
really
to the
got
outside.
out there and a good burst to the edge and headed upfield. The thing about Howells, though, that strikes you, as we talked about earlier, is, you know, Pruscia's back, Kevin, as you talked about, a quarterback. Bellina is back. I mean, there's two real key people on their football team, along with a host of others.
Axtell with the timeout. 36 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. Well, we'd like to know what you think of our sports broadcasts here on NET. We'd ask you if you wouldn't mind just to drop us a letter. NET Sports, 1800 North 33rd Street, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68503. Or if you're computer savvy, and really who isn't, email us, sports@netnebraska.org. Sports@netnebraska.org is the email address. We'd certainly appreciate your thoughts and your feedback on our sports broadcast here. It helps us refine and make improvements on what we do here at NET Sports. First down and 10 from the 40-yard line. A 46-21 lead for the Howells Bobcats. Toss play to the outside. Tackle from behind by Brian Byer. And there's another one of those names of Howells lore, and a timeout taken by Axtell with 23 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
Kent Roper's going to come out, head coach there at Axtell, come out, have a little session with his offense. Looking at the future right now and some of the younger players in the ball game and get them up to speed here. Just a very short time left in the ball game, but you know, good to the last drop, as they say, as he's working it to the very end.
I got an email earlier from Randall Lang, alum out of Ewing High School, class of 1974. Wrote to thank us for the D2 game earlier today. He graduated in '74. And one of his oldest friends called him this morning to let him know he could watch the championship game and all championship games over the internet. He said, I live in Kansas City, so this was a great surprise. Thank you. And Randall, we appreciate the email, and you're more than welcome. We're glad to do it. Watch all these championship games on the web or in HD or on regular, whichever you prefer. We're not picky.
I go back and watch them.
Who doesn't? Because you sell the DVDs. First down to the 26-yard line. A good run again by Brandon Benson. One of the youngsters. They're out of timeouts, the Wildcats, so they'll hurry up to the line, try to get one more play snapped for this young offense. Benson again spikes the football with 10 seconds to go. So 2 more plays.
Benson going to go over, get a little instruction from Coach Ropers. And so apparently they're going to try to throw it in the end zone. We'll see.
Well, they have outscored Howells in the second half, 14-6, all in this 4th quarter. Now on 2nd down and 10. Pressure coming as Benson rolls out, floats it. It is caught at the 10, down inside the 5, and out of bounds at the 4. With 2 seconds to go, Eric Lundeen has Axtell knocking on the door, and one more play in this D1 state championship.
Lundeen, the sophomore tight end, 6'3", 195 pounds. You see him there, 77, floating out into the deep seam. And just a little floater, as you said, Kevin, and hey, it worked.
Kind of odd seeing number 77 streak down the seam,
taking the pass from number 24. First and goal from the 4-yard line. Option play up the middle, and they're not going to get in, and Howells The youngsters celebrating the stop at the goal line and celebrating the D1 state championship. It's back in the possession of Howells. They win it tonight, 46-21.
Well, we've talked about the power machine that Howells has been down through the years for the last, from 2000 to 2005, and even on into C2 when they moved in there, competed very well. But they come back into D1 and get right back into that familiar territory that we talked about. 35 now consecutive D1 wins in the playoffs, and their 7th state championship.
Howells is back. They are the champions of Class D1. Your final score tonight, Howells 46, Axtell 21.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. The U.S. Bancorp Foundation supports charitable, educational, and community service-oriented organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. U.S. Bank employees dedicate their time and efforts to local causes they are truly passionate about. U.S. Bank. Wherever you go, you'll find us.
Soy biodiesel from Nebraska soybeans lowers our dependence on foreign oil. It has properties that reduce engine wear, and it burns without harmfully polluting the atmosphere. The Nebraska Soybean Board encourages the use of soy biodiesel.
NET Sports coverage of the 2008 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by U.S. Bank, measuring success through performance, pride, products, and people. Backed by a 5-star guarantee. U.S. Bank, member FDIC. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, one less thing to worry about. By the Nebraska Office of Highway Safety. Please remember that if you drink and drive, you lose. And by Time Warner Cable, supporting local high school athletics and arts education in communities we serve. Your D1 state champions tonight, Howells with the 46-21 victory over the Axtell Wildcats in this D1 state high school football championship. And now it's time for the awards presentation and for the introduction of the runners-up from Axtell. Let's send it back to our public address announcer, Rich Broderson.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The award presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control members Dr. Dallas Watkins from Dundee County, Stratton, and Max Kroger from Ord. Here are the awards for Class D1 runner-up, Axtell High School. Will head coach Kent Ropers and your assistants please come to the sideline stage to present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 3, Bryce Runge. Number 5, Blake Fahrenbrook. Number 6, Mark Lundeen.
Good job, Mark.
Number 15, Mark Duncan.
Woo!
Number 16, Derek Cole.
Good job, Derek.
Number 20, Brock Peterson.
Woo!
Number 22, Trevor Fecht.
Good job, Trevor.
Number 24, Brandon Benson.
Yeah!
Number 25, Spencer Fecht. Number 28, James Clark. Number 29, Michael Robinson. Number 30, Heath Anderberry. Number 32, Weston Gustafson. Number 33, Jordan Larson. Number 35, Trevor Popple. Number 40, Robert Kring. Number 41, Grant Carlson. Number 45, Brett Roberts. Number 51, Derek Hoffman. Number 54, Jesse Anderberry. Number 55, Dalton Bergstrom. Number 65, Derek Stratman. Number 72, Troy Rose. Number 73, Benjamin Frericks. Number 77, Eric Lundeen. Number 81, Casey Eggleston. Number 82, David Smith. And number 90, Carter Rush. And now, here is the 2008 Class D1 runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Axtell High School.
They started their year 0-2. So certainly started on a down note and ended on an emotional letdown. But boy, what a season for Axtell to get to this state championship in the future. Extremely bright for one of the youngest teams in the state championship field.
That's why it was so important for them to come back out in the second half and play for the pride that head coach Kent Ropers had talked about as he went off or came back onto the field at the halftime. So they do have a great possibility, and they just have to get back to the weight room and work it out, conditioning, training in the offseason, Matt, and go from there. And chances are pretty good chance to be back here next year.
Well, and there's a lot of teams that would love to be standing over there getting the runner-up trophy. It's a big accomplishment to get here to the state finals and play in Memorial Stadium.
Take a look at the final numbers here in this ball game. You see the rushing yardage, the dominant statistic, 364 yards on the ground for Howells, 310 for Bellina, and 6 touchdowns tonight. It was the Howells ground game that churned out another Howells state championship. Back to Rich Broderson, our public address announcer, to show off the champions.
Now to the champions from Howells High School. First, head coach Mike Spears, we have a special award for you. Now, coach, when you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team, players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Zach Boyson. Number 7, Derek Sofall. Number 10, Mitch Bellina. Number 11, Brian Prusha. Number 14, Tyler Prester. Number 17, Austin Sofal. Number 18, Sam Schlottman. Number 21, Trent Musney. Number 23, Brian Maestrick. Number 24, Casey Sayers. Number 25, Corey Brester. Number 27, Eric Sofal. Number 28, Dustin Sindelar. Number 39, Clint Bellina. Number 40, Brian Byer. Number 47, Adam Bernheide. Number 52, Ethan Weezy. Number 56, Tyler Faltus. Number 62, Nick Brock. Number 63, DJ Michael. Number 66, Keithan Zaroost. Number 68, Matt Brester. Number 72, Jared Bajata. Number 73, Derek Brester. Number 75, Jordan Prokacek. Number 77, Jeremy Sheaf. Number 78, Cody Hegeman. Number 79, Mitch Tonka. And number 86, Steve Marek. And now, for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2008 Class D1 State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Howells High School.
And a new run has begun for the Howells Bobcats, the Class D1 state champions. They won 6 straight from 2000 through 2005, a couple of years in C2, and now back at it in 2008, the D1 state champs, and in dominating fashion.
And guys, according to what Mike Spears had to say pregame, it looks like they are going to be in this classification for a number of yeyears, so probably see this chance to keep going.
Now let's check in downstairs. Larry Putney is standing amidst the champions.
I am with the championship coach, Mike. Congratulations. First of all, I know you won 6 in a row before. Took a couple of years off before coming back down. Does this feel any different?
No, you know, every one of these has been just so special, and it's so incredible to get down here, and it's so incredible to see these guys. You know, you see these guys when they're in 7th grade, and you wonder if they're ever even going to be able to put their uniform on right, you know, because they're just silly little kids, and then you watch them grow up, and all of a sudden you're watching them here in Memorial Stadium. Everyone's just so special.
Talk about this guy to your right, Clint Bellina, 310 yards and 6 touchdowns.
6? Wow, I didn't know 6 touchdowns. Holy cow. You know, it's like I said, we're an I formation team, and he's a tailback, and he's got a chance to be a real special one, and he just did a heck of a job tonight, and he read blocks well, and was able to handle carrying the ball as many times as he did. I didn't know he had 6 touchdowns. That's pretty special. So
kind of happy to have him back next year.
Yeah, he's a nice one to have as a junior. Although what he told me last night, he said, "Coach, thanks, this is my last practice. I'm not playing football next year." I told him, "Nah, I don't think I'm going to let you do that."
Let's talk to Clint really quickly. 310 yards and 6 touchdowns. What do you credit that to? I mean, this is the state championship game. It's not supposed to be that easy.
My offensive line, those guys been criticized all season. We're undersized, but they do a great job of blocking. It's huge holes. Not a real hard job for me when they can make holes like that.
Now, as a junior, you were probably in 8th grade the last time they won a state championship, probably sitting in the stands down here watching it. What's it like to participate in it?
It's the greatest feeling in the world. Those guys set the stage for us back then, and I'm glad. I'm just happy I could be a part of it.
Congratulations, Clint.
Thank you.
Thought maybe he was announcing he was going pro. That's what he told his head coach after a performance like this. 310 yards, 6 touchdowns, 37 carries. A tired and very happy running back who now hoists, along with his teammates, a state championship trophy.
Well, he talked about his offensive line, and we talked about them all through the evening in the telecast. Tyler Fultus, Mitch Tomka, Cody Hageman, and then throw Zach Boyson an end in there, and also Dustin Sindelar. And don't forget a name that we've mentioned a lot here tonight, Austin Sufel, the up back in the offense and the blocking that he did, and really created all of that for Bellina. So terrific job, and congratulations to Howells and to Mike Spears and everybody associated with it. Their assistant coaches, Luke Dobbins, Brian Jones, Brent Denzlagi, and also Michael Byer.
Well, once again, our final score tonight, Howells, your D1 state champions, a 46-21 win over Axtell. Be sure you're with us tomorrow at 10.